Good evening. Good evening, everybody, on this Friday, September 23rd, David. I'm here with David Perkins. I'm Tom Boucher, and we are live at the Eagles Nest at Holy Savior Menard Central High School, and we have another Catholic Bowl game, so to speak, with the Sacred Heart Trojans. Sacred Heart of Ville Platte, and they are the Trojans, and they have driven up about 45 minutes from South Louisiana, or south of Alexandria anyway, Evangeline Parish, and brought up their Notre Dame-style uniforms, David. They got the gold pants, gold helmets, white shirts, and blue lettering, and they're going to be taking on the Eagles tonight, and they bring an unblemished record into the Eagles Nest at 3-0, and they are formidable opponent tonight, David.
3-0. This will be the third Catholic school that we've played in the 4 games. So they're very formidable, and they've scored a lot of points. Really haven't played a tough team yet. I think this will be their toughest test. Eagles going to have to play well tonight, coming off the loss to St. Mary's. They put that behind them. They've had a good week of practice, ready to come out and show off a little bit in this game. And you're right, they're wearing their old gold out here, a little different than what the Eagles wear. We wear the new gold, but it should be an interesting night. It's a great night for football. It's the stands are filling up, people are mingling around, and it should be a great night.
Speaking of a great night, you can see it, folks, on your TV screens or your phone screens. But the sun is out. In fact, it started to get hot as the day grew longer. But hopefully we'll have some cool weather tonight. But it's perfect conditions out there. We'll still be taking our 6-minute water break, or the water break at the 6-minute mark. And that's a good thing. And the boys should have been hydrating all week in order to prepare for game night tonight. But so hopefully by this time we won't see very many cramps as you're seeing the dance line out getting their season picture taken as you were looking before at the Sacred Heart Ville Platte Trojans warming up. And they've got a good crowd over there. I know they're all hoping that the sun will go down soon, David, and they'll be in the evening shadows, and hopefully it'll start to cool off. But the weather couldn't be any better.
It's, a little hot, but it's been hot all week. So the kids or the student athletes have been practicing this all week, which is a good thing. So they've been drinking water all week, so they are hydrated.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are going to take a break as the Sacred Heart Trojans kind of move down into the end zone, and we'll pan it around since they're the only team out here tonight right now. The Eagles were out warming up a little bit earlier. They're going to do their extra point and field goal practices out with at about the 10-yard line. And we'll take a quick break, our first break of the evening, but we can't thank you enough for joining us here on 446sports.com with the Eagles football. And we are here all year long. Glad to be back home, and hopefully we have a better outcome than we had last week. We'll talk a little bit about last week's contest and give you the starting lineups when we come back.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
And we're back live here at the Eagles Nest at Menard High School in Alexandria, Louisiana. David Perkins alongside of Tom Boucher here, yours truly, as we have been all season long. And the cheerleaders and the dance line and everybody are out there waiting for the football team to come out and run through the sign to get ready. Looks like we got a much bigger sign, a different sign this week, David.
Yeah, they made the sign this week. I'm not sure what it says, but it was at our pet rally day. We had a great pet rally in the gym today, so the kids are all fired up. The theme tonight is white out. I don't know if the parents got that memo, but all the students did. You'll see all the students probably in white tonight. So,
I was gonna ask you about the theme because they had cowboy night or something.
Yeah,
last.
we had the space thing.
Like a neon.
Right.
Neon.
So every week's going to be something different. So this week is the white out. So hopefully that'll bring us some luck. Maybe we can white out Sacred Heart, and then they're wearing white, and we'll be in dark. So
we'll be in our all green.
Our cheerleaders are wearing white. Our football players white uniforms. They're wearing their away uniforms tonight. So
I wondered about that.
That's what they're doing. They wore this to school today. Because of the white out, so the football players like to give them to their little cheerleaders. And there's a bunch of cheerleaders. So you're talking about like 23, 24 cheerleaders. So half the football team has their jersey on a cheerleader.
Yeah, hopefully they won't have to switch jerseys at all during the game. Thought that was going to happen, last week, but it didn't. Hey, give a shout out, David, to the guys over. I don't know if we're on, the radio station that we were supposed to be on, but they might be listening over there. But the guys who cook, kind of call them out and tell us about them. Well, they bring us burgers every game at halftime with chips and drinks.
Well, actually, it's my first cousin, Al Matthews, and it's his crew. And I really don't know all the guys' names, but Al Matthews is the guy that gets them all together. It's kind of a service they do for, he went to Menard. He's an alum. He's also in the Knights of Columbus and a part of St. Rita. So he's used to doing this. He's grown up doing this, watched his dad, Alfred Matthews, do things like this. So he just comes and does a service for us. And it's a great help because they're over there. It's hot. They're cooking burgers. They've got to get the orders in. We got to go shopping for all the materials and stuff. So it's not just something they just show up and do. It's something that's got to be planned out weekly. So they just do a great job. And you're right. Whenever it's halftime, they bring us a pretty good bit of food up here because there's a lot of people in the press box and they feed everybody.
They do, and even the visiting radio crew gets food. We're not treated that well at visiting stadiums.
How many hamburgers have you got in the press box at a visitor's
There's a couple
place,
that have fed us. I'll tell you, Leesville was great when I was doing the voice of the Ash Trojans, and they had jambalaya and all kinds of food in their press box. Yeah. That was great. That was when Michael Ford was playing for Leesville. So starting lineups tonight, David, let me take a look. I think we have a Duncan's Pest Control that guaranteed to help endangered species. Give Eddie Duncan and his crew a call at 443-4068. They are the sponsors of our starting lineups tonight, David. As we go into this game, our starting Coach Matchett, good luck tonight as he goes up to upstairs. He stands on the press box and does special teams and helps out up there. But our starting offense, David.
Okay, a starting offense. So we got some injuries this week on the offensive line, but Gage Ozer, he will be in there again. He'll be at left tackle. Braylon Dusang, who's going to be on both sides of the ball, he's going to have to play a whole lot tonight. Brock Bordelon will be the center. Jack Roy. David West is out tonight, so you might see some other guys. Deuce Kirk is going to play.
Daniel Scully.
We got Daniel Scully coming up here to greet us. He's going to be up on top helping the coaches out right here. But you're going to see Deuce Kirk playing both ways also because of some of the injuries. Michael Henry is the quarterback. You'll have Ruben Seastrunk. You'll hear us call his name a lot tonight. And then you've got number 12, Gavin Hilton. He'll be one of the wideouts. You also have Jaden Lewis, who will be playing both ways. Jordan Rich. So you just got a bunch of guys. Cody Lyons, you might see him on offense also. And Cutter Knowles, number 10, the freshman. So all those guys will be playing tonight.
As you can see on the video screen, here come your Menard Eagles, and they are slowly walking as they lay the sledgehammer down or the bat, whatever it is, onto the crowd as they carry the American flag in. It won't be long before we do the national anthem. Sacred Heart is coming in as well. And thanks for that offensive starting lineup. Our defense, David, is going to have it's work cut out for them tonight with another mobile quarterback. As I had a chance to look at some of the huddle film on Sacred Heart, this guy is really mobile, and he's got a little quickness to him.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same with the St. Mary's quarterback. Them kind of the same thing, want to kind of just create a little time, let the receivers get down the field and throw it. But he's a smart kid. He's a pretty big kid too, and he's been their catalyst the last 3 weeks. And like we said, they scored a lot of points. But I think the Eagles' defense will be their toughest test so far this year.
Well, you did the offense. I tell you what, we're going to take a break for the prayer and the national anthem, and then we'll be back with your defensive starting lineup.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 444.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Senla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And the national anthem nicely done this evening. It's nice to have the live national anthem being sung again here. We've had to play the audio of it the first couple of games here at the home field. So great that somebody has stepped up to do that.
Yeah, student Michael Hawthorne with the song right there. Good job by him. Future Marine. So glad to have him. His mother is a teacher here, Angela Hawthorne. So good job right there.
Yeah, definitely. You see the captains, Brock Boardlawn and Ruben Seastrunk. Number 24 is Seastrunk, 70 is Brock Boardlawn. Number 17 is Gage Capel. You can see that he's not dressed out tonight as he's got some injuries that he's dealing with. Looks like he's got a knee brace on and a boot as well. That hopefully we can get him back. Hopefully he's not out for the year.
Yeah, we got a couple of injuries. Also Cooper Brown, who's an offensive lineman, number 57. He's out, and also senior David West. He'll be out today too.
Oh, that's big.
So we got a couple guys that Deuce Kirk is going to play some on the offensive line, and so is Braylon Dussain is going to have to play a lot. So it's just the way it is. They're going to have to go both ways. And
yep.
I know it's hot. They're just going to keep hydrated, and Sacred Heart's going to use a bunch of guys both ways. So
Looks like Sacred Heart won the toss, and they elected to receive. I'm not Sacred Heart. Excuse me, Menard. That is, won the toss, and they decided they wanted the football. We're just a couple of minutes away. I mean, it is 6:58, 2 minutes before we kick off and get this game rolling. Our defensive starting lineup, you'll have number 56, Drake Aldridge at defensive tackle, Braylon Dussain holding down the middle of that defensive line at number 78, and the end, John Tavius Hargrove. He's been having a good year. He's hard to contain for the offensive line. He's been in on a lot of action, and as Deuce Kirk, as you talked about, number 84, he'll play inside and out sometimes, but he's really difficult on that outside edge on the defense. David Roberts, number 25, weak side linebacker, has having a really good year. He plays hard, as all these guys do, but he's just not afraid to get in the mix. Middle linebacker Gage Capel, number 17. Of course, we just said he's injured, so we'll probably see some Cole Smith, number 35, and some others. On the Eagle side, the number 33 Cooper Scott's having a great year as well, as you see him heading out to this with the special teams to block for Gavin Hilton, or number 5 Jordan Rich. And who's on the far side over there? Number 10,
Cutter
that's
Knowles.
Cutter Knowles. Also, we have Carson Harrison, number 14, at the left cornerback. Right cornerback is Jaden Lewis, number 16. Jaden is a sophomore. Carson Harrison, a sophomore. A lot of juniors and sophomores and folks that will be coming back. Cody Lyons, number 2, the free safety. And number 29, Carter Markentel at the strong safety. And the squib kick, he's out of bounds. That was Jordan Rich, as the squib kick made it all the way to about the 30, 31-yard line. They'll mark it at the 30, and the Eagles will have their first possession from their own 30-yard line. And, man, the referees are on this one. I mean, they started this game right on time. We've got a really good crowd building up here, and if you can't be here, we're grateful that you are with us here at 446 Sports, listening and watching the game tonight. And here they come, the Eagles, number 78 coming out for the offense. That is Braylon Dusang, the big man out there. We'll see who's kind of filling in for David West, who was on the offensive line. Here's the pitch. It's a trick play. Boy, they read it perfectly. Number 16 in the backfield taking down, was that Gavin Hilton, number 12? No, that was number 3. That was number 3, Jake Vaughn, who is a freshman quarterback, and he had nowhere to go, and a massive loss on that double reverse. They handed it to Seastrunk. Now the rollout, he's got a man open over the middle. He's throwing it to number 3, and he hits the defender for Sacred Heart, number 2. We have their roster, don't we? Yep. Number 2 is Bradley Fusilier. It hit him in the shoulder pads, and that's going to set up a 3rd and long, and not the start that Coach Justin Charles wanted.
Yeah, lost the big yardage on the little trick play right there and got him behind the chains. But they could have had a little interference right there on that play, because the guy wasn't looking back at the quarterback, and he had his hand on Cooper. But it's going to be 3rd and a long way right here. Let's see what the Eagles dial up.
Thought we had I think it was Jake Vaughn that was trailing that receiver, but he was kind of covered. Here's Henry looking. He's got a deep pass to number 10, Cutter Knowles. He has a chance at it. It's going to be picked, and it is intercepted by number 8. That is Alex Estelet with the interception right at the 50-yard line. So the first turnover of the night happens early in this game at the 11-16 mark, and Henry is picked off as he threw it deep. And Cutter Knowles was covered, could not get separation, David.
Wasn't a bad pass, but, that just ends up being, almost a punt right there on 3rd down. So, we probably wouldn't have got too much more yards on a punt. Might put it up right there. If they intercept it, you tackle them, and it's just like a punt. So
with no return, yeah.
With no return. But
11.
Good play, though, by the Sacred Heart defender.
Well, I guess you throw that deep pass anyway, and if it gets picked off, like you said, just like a punt. You see the offense for Sacred Heart lined up. They've got 2 running backs behind. Number 10, boy, blowing up big time. That's a big loss and a great play. Aggressive as Cooper Scott, number 33, in to make the hit. 51 in on that tackle as well. We don't have a number for him, David.
That's 51. That's Deuce Kirk, and he's wearing 51 because he usually wears 84, but he'll be playing offensive line also. So he'll just, instead of switching jerseys, he'll just wear that one.
That was with David West filling in for him on the offensive line.
And Cooper Brown.
Braylon Dusang in there, man, they just blew up that offensive line, and the loss looked like it was bigger than that, but they only gave him about a 3-yard loss. Sets up 2nd and 13 with 10:36 to play. 2 Trojans coming out to near side. They got 3 receivers total. Ball's on the ground. They can get to him, and they're going to sack him. That's Drake Aldridge, I believe, number 56, that was in on that tackle.
Well, I'll tell you, Tom, right now the defensive line is almost unblockable for the offensive line of Sacred Heart, and that's our strength, our front seven, and especially our front four right there, and with our good linebackers. So if we can keep with the pressure like that and put them in these long situations, now they got a long 3rd and 20 almost, so 19. So keep them behind the sticks right here. Just don't give up the big play.
It is 3rd and 20. So just like the Eagles, they're going backwards, as the Eagles had about minus 20 on their first drive. They're back at the 39-yard line. One receiver back, four receivers back out on the track. He's going to be dropped for a sack of another 3 or 4 yards, and pressure by the front four. Cooper Scott came in to help finish him off. But I'll tell you what, Deuce Kirk cannot be stopped.
Good defensive stand right there, and you got Deuce Kirk, you've got Drake Aldridge, you've got Braylon Dusang, and you've got Jonathan Hargrove. So you got 4 big boys right there. Jonathan Hargrove, the smallest of the 4, but maybe the strongest of the 4. And with the 2 great linebackers, hopefully this is a good sign for what we just saw in this first series.
Gavin Hilton is the man back. He's standing at the Eagle 28-yard line. The punter. Who is that? What number is that, David? Number 6?
6. That's one of
that
the
is
players.
Landon LeBlanc, who is back, and we've got 8:50, a timeout on the field. Got to stop the clock. They're going to have to reset the clock here as the clock didn't stop. And they're getting them called up to get the clock reset. And while they do that, we're in equal opportunity viewership here, David, at 446 Sports. In fact, we call the schools and give them our 446sports.com website. So fans, grandparents and others who can't make the trip can come in. I just want to say number 59, Max Hamlin for Sacred Heart. Here's almost had the block, end over end, going to be hauled in by Gavin. He's got a hole up the middle, breaking it back. The ball's on the ground.
Look like we got it.
Number
Jonathan
9, Hargrove is
and there's
Johnny
Gavin
on the spot, and Gavin just cannot seem to hang on to the football.
It's been a thing all year long. The coaches and Gavin, they've been working on it. And we got to have him. He's just a threat, but you got to be able to hold on to the football.
So we'll wait on the offense to come out and start. But want to let you know, Max Hamlin's number 59 over for the Trojans. And Miss Yura Vidrine, Granny, says hello. She's watching tonight on 446sports.com from
nice to have
Beckenville Platte. Aunt Sarah loves you and watches you. Good luck. And that's why we're equal opportunity. Also, Sarah and Eddie Parrott say good luck to Carter Marcantel here, that there's good friendships and relationships there with the Marcantels. Here's Seastrunk with the handoff, trying to bounce it to the outside. We finally get some positive yardage. It's not a lot, but we'll take it compared to what we got on the first down on the first drive.
And we had to start out with good field position, and it's going to bring up about 2nd and about 7. But you're right. Not only do our fans get to watch the Eagles on 446 Sports, but also the opposing fans, which is a good thing for them. People can't make the trip for whatever reason. Turn on 446 Sports, and there you have it.
That's right. And do us a favor, like us, subscribe, and keep an eye on us throughout the year. You
Tell your friends.
And it's not just watching tonight. You can go back. Tell everybody to go back and watch it during the week and beyond. Here's Seastrunk up the middle, running hard. Tackled by, is that 52, Campbell Earls? Isn't that funny? Campbell Earls. If you just reverse that a little bit, Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell. Pretty good football player.
He was, man. I loved watching him. I was an Oilers fan when Earl Campbell was running.
I think we all were.
He was a monster. My goodness, I love the way he runs the football.
Which is now
or ran
the Tennessee Titans, right?
Yeah.
The old Houston
the
Oilers.
The old Houston Oilers. Yeah, was it Houston Oilers?
Great song.
Houston
Great
Oilers. Here's Henry in the shotgun. Gives it to Seastrunk, trying to get the first down. David, I think we're in 4-down territory here.
No
you're 4th and 1.5. And after what our defensive line did to Sacred Heart's offensive line, heck, they started at the 50 on the last drive.
Absolutely. And I didn't like that spot right there. I thought they got a little bit more, but they're going to go for this, and you're probably going to see Ruben get the ball.
Yeah, Cody Lyons on the near side, receiver. You see him, number 2, right there, standing at about the 46-yard line. Gavin Hilton in the game. He's going to go to the other side along with Jordan Rich. And Henry's going to be in the shotgun. No, he's under center. We got Cooper Scott, or is that Drake? Maybe Drake Aldridge. No, it's Cooper. Here's Seastrunk. They're trying to follow, but they're going to – man, oh, man, oh, man. Who was that? Number 22. That was Isaac Perry, along with a couple of other Trojans that blew up our offensive line, and actually 1 yard loss on that, and turnover on downs for
Not sure if we had the numbers right there. They had everybody up there in the box. I don't think we could get a hat on everybody, but, still just trying to, dominate the line of scrimmage right there. Eagles are going to have to get a little better push. Maybe try something a little bit outside, too, and kind of stretch things a little bit also.
We ended up with 6 yards, but I tell you what, we've got to make sure that we do the same thing that we did in the last drive for Sacred Heart. They're in the shotgun. They're going to look to throw. He's got some pressure. It's a screen out to the flat, number 23. That is Jude Hebert, and he's going to pick up a good 5 yards on that play. And the end was just crashing in, and they just threw it over his head. We've got to have somebody out there. But I think that was good pickup by the defensive backs to come in and get him and hold him to 5.
It was a nice little safe pass right there. He's been getting a lot of pressure, so they're going to try to do things a little quicker.
Yeah, moving it. They got to get it out of the quarterback's hands because he's shifty, but he wasn't able to get away in that first drive. Here's the handoff up the middle. And he is stacked up and going absolutely nowhere. 51, Deuce Kirk is blowing up the middle with Dusang, and he had him and pulled him down. They're going to make no gain. It'll be 3rd and 5. We've got 6:10, and I don't think they'll get the playoff before we go to the 6-minute watermark. And we'll get our ads ready as they should blow the whistle here. And the white hat is doing so. And we'll go with the music, David, whenever you mute us. Here's our official water break at the 6-minute mark. Turn that down a little bit because our official water break is brought to you by Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing. John Wolf, financial advisor at 185 Pine Grove Drive in Pineville, Louisiana. Reach out to John, 318-442-8655 for all your investment needs with retirement and anything else that you want. You can trust John Wolf. He's a member of SIPC, as is Edward Jones, and he's just a good guy. He'll treat you right. And we'll go to one more commercial.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Back live here. Here's the snap. Looking at 3rd and 5. Here's the pass over the middle. Caught, and he's dropped short. About 2 yards short.
He's going to get him a good spot. He's a little short, though.
Yeah, he's still about a yard short. I think that was Alex Estelette on the reception. And we've got 4th and inches, and we'll see what they do. Are they going to go for it, or are they going to send out the punter?
No, they're going to go for it.
Big decision here. 16 is going out. That's Boyce Schexnayder and number 1, Gabe Wilmouth. And they're bringing in some other guys. 15, that is Wade Petrie, the quarterback. He's a junior, 5'11", 165, and he also plays some linebacker. They're going to rush up to the line. Our defensive line's got to blow it up. I've seen this play, and we're going to have our first timeout, and Sacred Heart is going to call it. They got to get the play in, and we'll take actually, let's keep it here. 5:10, we just took a break, and we watched some commercials.
It's going to be interesting right here. They're having trouble running this ball, so if they run this like they've been doing, it's going to be tough because they're running into the teeth of that Eagle defense. So look for something with the quarterback maybe on the move a little bit, maybe a little rollout, maybe a little dump off like he did on 1st down. I think it's going to be kind of tough for them to run it right here, even though they only need about maybe a yard, a little less than a yard. But the Eagles, let's see if the Eagles can just bow up right here and stop them and get some more good field position.
Well, what's interesting, in that setup, in that lineup that they have, they bring probably the tight end or 2 running backs over the right tackle and right guard. And then they still got number 10, Blake Hebert, who's back there with the quarterback Petrie, and he's set up to Petrie's left, and I've seen this to where, you know, they kind of fake the handoff to, or they may even give it to him going over to the right side, but then he cuts it back to the left. Here he's stepped up to the left. They're going to give it to him and try to follow, and the Eagles blow it up, and they stop him short. That's going to be a turnover on down, so they return the favor to the Trojans, and the Eagles will take over, no gain, and they'll take over at their own 46-yard line.
Well, they ran it right into the teeth of that Eagle defense, and they ran it to where they had all their blockers right there, and it was not happening right there. He didn't even get an inch. May have lost a little bit right there. Great job by the Eagles. Now let's see if the Eagles can get a little drive going right here and get on the scoreboard and take the early lead.
Yep, Eagles need to do something and get rolling. Got to say, saw we were talking earlier, the different Dunn family, but R.J. Dunn is up here with one of my classmates. His sister Amy is here, and her husband Carrie and Jerry Dunn are all here tonight, along with a big crowd as more people are coming in. And Sacred Heart's got a decent crowd too. Henry in the shotgun. He's got Cooper with him. He pitches it to Seastrunk. Seastrunk trying to get outside, but being tracked down, going to be a loss of yardage. Man, number 3 showed some quickness. Briggs Ardwin, that's a 210 senior, a 6'2", that tracked Seastrunk down.
Yeah, nice play right there. He came up from behind Ruben. Ruben didn't see him. Right as Ruben was going to cut the ball up the field and kind of tricked him up a little bit, made a great play, and it's going to put the Eagles behind the sticks again.
This is your cousin Matthews coming up right here. Yep.
That's him.
He's coming to check how many people are here, I bet. Because he comes in once before.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Just got to thank those guys for the hamburgers that they bring up and take care of us. And this Henry now in the shotgun with Seastrunk behind him, and we've got Cooper Scott on the right side. Boy, he was leaning. They didn't get the call. Seastrunk tripped up, and still no gain, maybe inches. It's going to be 3rd and about 11 and a half. We got 4:05 to play in the game. In the first quarter. That's a quick game, isn't it?
Man, is it time to go already? It's not even dark.
We are at 0-0 as it's been a struggle. The defense has been winning this contest so far on both sides of the ball. We've had an interception from Menard, a turnover and downs from Menard, and this one right here is a 3rd and about 12. And we had a minus 13 yards for Sacred Heart's first drive. They punted, and then they just had a turnover or downs, and we're playing right here between the 40s right now. Here's Jake Vaughn, a little screen pass, and it bounced off of Seastrunk, but I'm not sure that was going to go anywhere.
Well, they had a defense pretty well right there.
It's going to set up 4th and 12 with 3:27 to go, and we'll see Ryan Hicks for the first time tonight as the left-footed kicker, number 30, will come out for the punt. So it's been a quick-moving game with 3:27 to go, and typically so when you run the ball as much as they've tried to do, really haven't gotten very far. 8 or 9 yards, maybe the most yards in a series. Here's the punt. Nice spiral, drives him back over his head, down it. Man.
Oh, it's kind of.
It hit it about the 6 and took a big bounce and went into the end zone. Cutter Knowles, probably the fastest guy on the team, couldn't quite get there.
Couldn't get there. It's about a 54-yard punt right there.
Let's see. We took over.
We'll take it, though. I mean.
46, lost 1 or 2. So it was at the 44. Lost 2 yards. So we've got 3:16 to go in the first quarter. And the Trojans have it in their worst field position so far, as the Ryan Hicks punt did switch and flip the field advantage. Now you got the quarterback, Petrie, in the shotgun with 3 or 4 receivers.
Don't let him
now
run.
He's going to try to run. He breaks containment, and now he's up to the 25, to the 30. And that is the trouble that he can cause, as Carter Marcantel makes the tackle at the 31-yard line. That's 11 yards and enough, the first down in the game. And that's what they can't do. They can't let him break containment and get it to the outside, because that's where he's dangerous.
That's exactly what he wants to do. What you saw right there, that's their little game. So the Eagles going to have to kind of contain him, keep him in the pocket. Don't necessarily have to get to him in the pocket because he's not even looking downfield at that point. He's just trying to beat the rush and then deciding what to do.
So Drake Aldridge on the 56 going to have to hold him. There's the tackle. That's Deuce. Is that 25 in on the
David
tackle?
Roberts.
Oh, yeah, David Roberts. That was a nice tackle and a takedown after just a short gain of about 2.5. We'll call it 2.5.
Nice, hard physical tackle. You know, you bring those guys to the ground like that, it doesn't feel good for the running back. You know, running backs, they take a beating, you know, not just from the initial hits, but from hitting the ground. You know?
Especially when you land on top, too. 2 receivers. This is a 22 personnel, right, David, with 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, and they got the running back. He's moving. The quarterback's moving. Nice job on the tackle. That is number 2.
Cody Lyons.
Cody Lyons.
Safety.
He broke down perfectly and was in great position to wrap up and bring him down.
Well, that's what's going to have to happen on these quarterback runs. He's the free safety. Okay, so obviously he has a place he has to cover, but he may have the quarterback on some of these plays right here because the Eagles are going to blitz and place a man-to-man.
So here we are, third and long. We'll call it third and about 7. Trip receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, and he's looking to throw. He's in the flats and overthrows his receiver. That was Bradley Fugelaire with the outside pass, and that's going to be 4th and 7, and the Eagles defense does a nice job. And let's see that field position flip, and let's see if Gavin – here we go. Now the coaches are saying, Gavin, you know, it's one too many times.
You know, it becomes a trust issue right here. You can't turn it over. Cutter is basically almost the same player as Gavin. Gavin's a little bit older, but it gives Gavin a chance to get on the sideline, watch, and and he'll learn from this. So, how much time we got? Like 129.
129. Left. We'll pull this back a little bit, David, so you can catch it all. The punt is an end over end. Cutter Knowles going to haul it in. He drops the football, but picks it up at the 34, trying to find some yardage, and down at the 38. And that end-over-end kick is really difficult. A punt is difficult anyway, but when it's end-over-end, it's even worse.
It is. And, it looks easy on TV when the pros in college are doing it, but it's not easy. And it's just sometimes, it's kind of getting dark, and it's still a little bit light, and the lights are glowing. Sometimes it's hard to catch. And he's a freshman. Good way to get back on that ball and just get a few out of it. The Eagles are going to start in good field position.
They got it at their own 38-yard line. We've had it there. We've had it at our 48, so not the best, but it is good. That punt that we had really flipped the field position. Now we just got to move it. Ruben Seastrunk breaks some tackles, picks up about 4 on the play. We're probably going to be about 2nd and 6, but that's the best offensive play we've had so far.
And Sacred Heart has done well against Ruben right here, but, you just got to trust him and just keep churning it, and he's going to break one. But that's almost 5 yards right here. And, and it's going to wear on the defense a little bit because they're playing guys both ways. So just stick with the game plan and just don't get too excited because we haven't scored yet, and just keep doing what you're doing, what we call sometimes just keep chopping wood.
Yep. That's right. I mean, when they laid the hammer down as they came out, that's what you're talking about. Just keep going. Ruben can pound them. We know he carried for 40 yards, in the St. Fred's game?
Yeah, 40 carries. You're right.
40 carries. Instead, it was over 100 yards that he carried. The defense, though, doing a nice job on the line, kind of beating our line so far, I would say, getting the better of our offensive line. He may have picked up a half a yard, and now we've got 3rd down and 6, maybe?
About six. Yeah, Sacred Heart is just saying someone else is going to have to beat me beside Ruben, and they're just stacking the line right here. They got 8 guys in the box. So the Eagles are going to have to be able to pass it a little bit, or even, right there, if Mike fakes it right there, I don't think he's reading that. It's like midline. Fake it to him, and he runs it, because if he would have kept that one on that particular play, he would have got the first down.
We're going to take a break at the end of the first quarter, scoreless. As we go to a commercial, we'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we're back as the Eagles have swapped sides. They're now moving left to right as we start the second quarter. Clock is running. They're looking to pass. He's got a man open. Caught by Gavin Hilton. Get to the outside. Let's see if he can beat everybody. And he's down to the 35, 34-yard line. Mark it at the 33. Big pickup, a great pass by Henry.
And that's why you got to keep him in the game right there. You know, you can see what he can do when he gets the ball. And that was a great catch because he had to kind of reach back behind him, caught it with his hands, got up the field, and makes a good big first down for the Eagles.
Huge play and the deepest drive into the Trojan territory that Menard has been so far. And they're trying to hurry the play call up. We got 13 seconds. Don't need to take a timeout right now as we got a 1st and 10 from the Trojan 33-yard line. And we're going under center, and they're going to take the snap. They get the play off. Ruben, he's going to pick up some momentum and make it out to the 30. That's a 3-yard gain. I wasn't sure that was going to go anywhere as the Trojan defense was tracking him. Like all 10 of the 11 guys.
And what Ruben was trying to do, he was just looking for a crease. He was going to stick his foot in the ground, and he was going to cut that ball up. And you saw he did it a couple times, but then just ended up getting what he could, which is going to be about three yards out there.
We'll call it 2nd down and 7, but I was a little worried because he was so far back, as he was looking. He was a good 6 yards, behind the line of scrimmage running, looking for the hole.
Not a bad run right there.
Nope.
But the Sacred Heart, like I said, they're stacking the line. So if we could just break that initial little where they're clumped up at, he could take it all the way.
Need to hurry up. We're down to 5 seconds. 2, 1. Take the snap. They got it off. Drake Aldridge leading the way. That is not working. That did not fool anybody on the Trojan defense as we lost all of our yardage, and we may be back to a 3rd and 10 as number 3 kind of slow to get up, and he'll have to go off. Briggs Ardwin, his helmet came off. I guess maybe it was forced off, and he doesn't have to leave the field. But 10:02 and counting, and we've been waiting till like the 10-second mark and then going up there, and that didn't fool anybody. In fact, it kind of threw us off.
Well, what we've been having to do is hurry at the end, and you don't want to have to do that, so they're going to go a little bit quicker right here.
Our 22 personnel, 2 to the receivers to the far, 2 to the near. Seastrunk back with Henry, looking to pass. He's looking over. He's got the sideline. Man, he had it wide open. Jaden Lewis over there, and he overthrew him.
Not sure if it would have been enough for a first down, but they would have went for it. But look for the Eagles to go for it right here.
4th and 10 from the Trojan 38-yard line, which is where we were after our big first down play. That was our first down of the game with that pass to Gavin Hilton. Trip receivers to the near side, 20 seconds and counting. I wonder if we're doing this. Obviously, we're doing this with intention of taking it slow with the calls and letting the play clock run down. We're now down under 10 seconds. Now we're getting set up at least. Henry in the shotgun, Ruben Seastrunk to his left, 2 and 2 on either side. He's looking. He's got a man over the left side, and it was almost picked off. Gavin Hilton did not make the catch. Boy, that defender caught up to the ball, didn't he, David?
He made a great play because it looked like it was going to be completed, and he was going to be able to catch it and cut up the field. But he must have got his hand on that play right there. But the Eagles didn't have to run the play clock down right there because the game clock wasn't running. So they're having to hurry at the end to get the play going. So they're going to have to work on that. And so the ball will go over on downs to Sacred Heart, and they're going to take over at the Eagle 30.
At their own.
At their own, 33-yard line. They're going to come out in trips.
That is a 33, so I can add 5 more yards. So 29 yards of offense for the Eagles on that one. They pulled the handoff out. Gavin Hilton with a great defensive play on the wide receiver. Number 8. Yeah, is that number 8? That was Alex Estelet. Boy, Gavin was in perfect position, David.
Well, you could tell they had that sniffed out, so they saw that on film, and Gavin wasn't fooled at all. So I'll have to think that they were manned up right there. And Gavin, he's really intense player, so that's why he stays on the field. And you see now he's playing some defense and he's playing corner.
In the shotgun is Petrie.
They're manned up.
And they got running back kind of steps up to his left, and we're coming after him. David West, he's throwing it over the middle. It's caught. Braylon Edwards coming back to make the tackle. rolls him forward for another 3 yards. Big pickup. It's going to set up a 3rd and short. We'll call it maybe 3rd and 3 with 9:11 to go. We are still scoreless in this football game as Menard is playing host with Sacred Heart Trojans.
Not sure why Braylon wasn't rushing right there because we did have a blitz on. I'm not sure if he was supposed to stay back, but good thing he kind of did right there because he's kind of the only guy to make a tackle.
Yeah, it would have been a much bigger play had he not been able to step back and take him down. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Got some pressure on him. He breaks containment. Going to be taken down maybe right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain. Nice job by that's Deuce Kirk and John Hargrove.
They're going to have to
maybe
punt.
Lose a yard. It's going to be 4th down from the 41-yard line of the Trojans, and they will now we'll keep it at the same. It'll be 4th and 3, and they do send the punter out. 8:20 and counting, and Cutter Knowles going back to receive the punt again. Let's see if he can handle this one cleanly, and then maybe get some green space, open space. Here's the snap. They're going to fake it over the middle. Caught by number 22. 1st down.
You knew something was up right there.
48-yard line. Taken down by, that's Jake. No, that was Cody Lyons that took him down. That was a big play.
Yeah, the Eagles should have been ready for that, though. I mean, it's a perfect time to run that. Guy's wide open right there. Just man him up. Make him make a decision back there with the ball. So there will be a 1st down for Sacred Heart. Let's see if the Eagles can get a stop.
Moved it into Eagle territory. It's the first time they've been in Menard territory. 7:55 and counting. They're letting the play clock roll down a little bit as they bring in a couple of players. 52 coming in. That is Campbell Earls. Trip receivers to the far side.
I keep thinking you're saying it wrong.
A single receiver to the near side, and the running back to his right. He's looking over, and he's got pressure. And he throws it short of his man, a good thing, because, boy, David West, he's got about 6 inches on number 2.
Well, Coach Scully said this week that he was blitzing, and he is coming. So you see what pressure does, especially early pressure, because now the quarterback, he ain't really going through progressions. He's just trying to see one guy, and if that guy's not open, he's in trouble.
You got to get into the head clock of that quarterback, and we've done a really good job of pressuring him. I think only one time has he been able to break containment and gain some significant yardage, on a play. But other than that, he's been sacked a couple of times and rushed. And the more you can do that, David, correct me if I'm wrong, but the more you can throw his clock off.
Absolutely. So let's see what the Big Tom dials up
pass,
right here. A little better protection now.
2nd and 10. Ball's on the ground. He's able to get back on it. But that was John Tavius Hargrove that ended up with him, and he just dropped the ball.
He just dropped it, but you saw what the Eagles did. They weren't like just rushing right at him right there, so they just kind of kept him in the pocket, putting a little bit of pressure on him, and then he was going to try to contain right there. Jonathan had his guy, and he was able to manipulate him to wherever he wanted to dang it, and he was going to get the quarterback.
Yeah.
And he fumbled, so great play right here, and it's going to put them way behind the chains.
Ball is all the way back to the Trojan 42-yard line. And that is 5-10. Call it 3rd and 20. The Eagles ripe and primed to be able to pick this off if they're not confused with who's got coverage. He's going to roll out. He's got the edge, but it's going to have to be 20. He throws it downfield. Caught.
No, he
dropped it. He was wide open at the 33-yard line and just could not hang on. Was that number 2, Cody Lyons, trailing him and chasing him?
Yeah, we just, we got pressure, but he was able to get outside, contain right there, which is what you do not want. So that just bought him a lot of time, and that receiver was able to get open, and he made a good throw, and the Eagles just catch a break.
He was running to his throwing side, and like you said, made a good throw. I think we got kind of caught and sucked up whenever he broke containment and forgot that we had people, out in space. And he was not in front of the line of scrimmage. He was still behind. Punter had to rush. Cutter Knowles, please hold on to it. It's fumbled. It's on the ground. And that's when the young man needs to say, just leave it alone and back off. Eagles turn it over again, and the Trojans have the ball at the Eagle 31-yard line.
And that's the biggest thing for the Eagles right there. That's about the only thing that can get you beat is those turnovers. They're just going to have to I don't know. Nobody can catch it. Just let it go.
So they'll start at the Eagle 30, and the defense got to come up with a big stop now, man. We've got 6:23 to go. They're going to run the clock. They don't have – well, they do have to run a play. Actually, 17 – no, they don't have to run a play if they don't want to. They can take it down to the 6-minute mark.
Actually, the clock shouldn't be running.
Well, that's true. He started it, right?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be running.
So 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. In the shotgun, he's looking over, and he's going to throw it deep. He's got a man nicely covered, it's caught. Touchdown. That is a beautiful pass, and actually the defender, is that Jaden Lewis that was there, number 6, I think that's Landon LeBlanc on the touchdown catch.
I think that was Gavin.
Was it Gavin 12?
Yeah.
He actually was trying. Of course, you can face guard now.
You can, but and there was no penalty thrown, so he just didn't know where the ball was, and the receiver did.
Never turned around to find it. He was just waving his hands trying to cause trouble with the line of sight for the receiver, but that ball was perfectly thrown and caught in the end zone. The extra point is blocked. The Eagles can –
No,
it's a dead ball. So that's going to make it only 6.
That's big.
It is. Anytime you can steal a point here and there, just ask LSU in the Florida State game about blocked extra points and how big those can be.
That was great effort right there. I think that was that Drake or was that David Roberts? One of them. I couldn't tell which one it was.
It looked, the build of the player looked more like David Roberts.
Yeah, I would think
when
he would
laid
come
out
off the corner right there, and he laid out too. So nice play right there. But the Eagles got to put something together. We got to. They don't care who you're playing. You got to go score.
We're going to take a quick break, David. We'll run a commercial and then come right back.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And we're back live. Hey, Amy. Amy Dunn, classmate from 1983, up in the press box with us. It's Amy Carter. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Better get that right.
She's been married a long time and has several kids and a grandmother, I believe. So always be Amy Dunn to me, but I got to remember that last name. So 5:45 to play in the first half. How you doing? Hey, you won. That's awesome. Yeah, pay for gas. Hey, tell RJ and Jerry and them hello for me. Amy and I grew up about 3 streets away from each other. Went to Cabrini and here at Menard together for, 12 years of schooling. So here we are for the kickoff as the Trojans have taken a 6-0 lead on the Eagles, and it's a low kick coming in at the 25, and nice fielding and running. Maybe we should put him back to field punts.
Jordan Rich on the.
It looks like 2 or 5.
That's 5.
Jordan Rich. Yeah. That's a young freshman, isn't it?
He is a sophomore, but he is young. Absolutely, he's a future star though. Good.
Eagle 35-yard line is where they'll start. He handled that. I'd put him back there at punting right now, punt returner.
Well,
got to find somebody.
Or just let it roll.
Got to find somebody that can. Got to find somebody that can handle it.
You're right.
And that's been our nemesis. It has hurt us all year long, turning the football over and dropping. And sometimes we even get the ball back. But it just stops everything. Gage Oser, number 63, out there. And here we go. Under center is Henry. He fakes the hand. Oh, that's Vaughn. It passed to Cooper Scott. And he's running down the field. Big play. Got that all the way out to about the 49-yard line, 48.5 of the Trojans. As we've switched quarterbacks now, Jake Vaughn is in. That's number 3. He's a true freshman.
True freshman, high schooler, true freshman. Yeah, but Cooper we had great success with that play against the Pineville Rebels, and he made 3 or 4 receptions. So that he's open. So they need to let's see if we can keep getting him the ball a bit, and he's hard to tackle. He's a big boy.
Coaching staff kind of making a few changes here to get people, a chance to look and view the field. Jake gets the handoff, and Seastrunk picks up about 4. I don't even see Henry down there. You see number 8 anywhere?
There he is. He's just sending a message right now to him, and he'll be able to get over here on the sidelines and look and see what Sacred Heart's doing, and when he goes back in, he'll be ready.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad thing.
You don't need to take this as he got
take it
yanked
personally.
out, because you're going to have to go back in. That's the mental part of the game.
That's right. Kind of switch it up a little bit, and let's see what everybody's doing. Here's the pitch to Seastrunk coming near side. Oh, he hurdled a player. It's interesting. I'm glad he did that, David, because it gives me an opportunity. I had a chance to talk with a 20-year veteran of the officiating crew this afternoon. And if you remember last week, he tried to hurdle a player, and we got called for a 15-yard personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, and it cost us. But when he tried to hurdle the defender wasn't making a move and going down to the ground. He was standing up.
Right.
And that's the difference. Here he's down. Here's a pass to Jaden Lewis. It's complete to the sideline. Breaking tackles down inside the Trojan 30. But he's going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 34.
Should be a first down, though.
Yep. Jake Vaughn coming in and
it's just
moving the team.
It's just giving the defense something else to look at. They weren't prepared for Jake Vaughn, and when he comes in the game, he's got different plays. So, why not?
Yeah, they haven't seen it on film anywhere. Unnecessary roughness is what I was trying to come up with. Vaughn's in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side. Lewis, our far side. Lewis to the near side. Cooper Scott's up. Got to stop that leaning. Seastrunk trying to get the edge. Man, he should have stayed patient and cut it back to the left side.
Well,
he had a hole.
He had a
little
opening,
crease.
but he didn't see it right there. Just be a little bit more patient. He's trying to make something happen right here. Defense is playing well for Sacred Heart. But just keep it up. You can see those guys on Sacred Heart, they've got their hands on their hips. They're getting a little bit tired. They're playing hard, though. Both teams are. Just keep grinding.
Loss of 2 on the play. And it'll set up second down, maybe 1.5. Second down and long. Here's a screen pass. Boy, that was overthrown. Look at old Brock Bornline taking his block deep. That you got to be careful. He was down at the 30, almost 29-yard line. You don't want to get too far downfield on a screen pass like that.
But you don't want to overthrow a screen pass because it's very dangerous because the guys, it's really usually an easy play for the defense. So the Eagles got lucky right there.
Especially in the middle of the field.
Yes.
That screen pass is not out in the flats. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. He's looking to pass in the Vaughn's going deep, and he overthrows. It's going to be caught. Oh, that's actually a good thing for Sacred Heart. Maybe he dropped the ball right at the goal line. He was trying to go to Cutter Knowles for a deep ball and hit the big strike for the touchdown. And instead, we got 4th and 11 with 3 minutes to go in the half. It is 6-0 Sacred Heart over Menard. And this is the Scully Bowl, so to speak. In the pregame, if you were here, we saw Daniel Scully come up, and he's up in the coach's area up on top of the press box for Sacred Heart. He was one of our coaches last year. His dad is a defensive coordinator here. There's an offsides by Jaden Lewis on the sideline.
They got to punt it now.
On 4th and 11, it's going to push us back another 5 yards and just getting too quick and not paying attention to the football. 6-0 the score, and the Eagles, I guess, if they go far, it's going to be 4th and 16 or 17.
Yeah, they got to punt it.
Now they're sending Ryan Hicks in to kind of get Sacred Heart deep and try to do something. Anyway, go back to the Scully Bowl. Daniel was one of our coaches here last year, graduated from LSUA, full-time job, got hired to go back home to Ville Platte and coach for the Trojans. And so they're on opposite sides now. Mom trying to figure out who to pull for tonight. Here's Ryan Hicks with the punt. Boy, that is a beauty, a high spiral, and it went out at about the 14. Let's see if that's where they mark it. They'll mark it at the 13-yard line, I believe. So nice punt, David.
Yeah, no pressure whatsoever. So he just held on to it for as long as he could, and everybody got down the field. There was no way they could have returned that. And they're going to start about at the 13-yard line. So nice punt right there by Mr. Ryan Hicks.
We got it down to the Trojan. When we punted, we were punting with the line of scrimmage, around the 35?
Yes.
We'll call that.
Let's see if the Eagles
That's 15,
can
30 yards of offense after having to go backwards.
maybe get a 3-and-out right here and get good field position.
How about a turnover? It'd be nice. You've got pretty much an empty backfield except for the quarterback in the shotgun. It's a low snap. He scoops it up. He's rolling. He's keeping his eyes downfield, has a man open, and he drops the ball. And, man, Gavin Hilton was way back, and 16 was wide open and nobody around him. That's Boyce Scheckschneider.
Yeah. Of course, they think they've got something right here with the rollout, and they're kind of pinning our guy, getting around him. Cooper Scott was kind of in no man's land, whether to go get the quarterback or keep his coverage, so he eventually went after the quarterback, but by then, he's throwing it. So it's just buying time for that QB.
Still 6-0 with 2:44 to play in the first half. A tight game here. It has been a defensive ball game except for one big play, and it was a long, deep pass for the Trojans that got them the touchdown. Here's a timeout. That is their second one of the half.
That helps us out.
As we've got 2:44 to go, and the incomplete pass stopped the clock, David.
And then they called the
time.
time. And then they called the timeout.
Yeah.
But the clock was stopped anyway. So the Eagles need to get stopped right here, and at least get good field position, and maybe if we just get a field goal before the half, something. But I'm pretty sure Mike Henry will probably go back in the game, and it's been a quick half too.
We've got all three timeouts for this half, and both of the quarterbacks are throwing and warming up with each other over there, and this defense has an opportunity here with 2nd and 10, but they've got to contain, and then they have to cover the 2 C's. Speaking of that, I need to go to Patton's and see if they'll sponsor.
Hey.
The three C's in diamonds. We could have the 2 C's in defense, containment and cover.
There you go. Give a sales pitch.
2:44, and the clock will start when it's snapped. Got to spread out. Got one man in motion. They give it to him. He's rolling out. He's nowhere to go and going to be taken down. A great job by the cornerback. I think that was Cody Lyons who kind of followed him.
That was
Jay Hargrove.
Yeah, he's playing defensive end out there. He made a great play right there.
He was out going after the quarterback and saw the handoff, and, boy, he just in no time flat took off and got to him. Running back had nowhere to go and was going to try to come back opposite field and then turn around and saw Hargrove coming.
He was coming quick, too. I was kind of surprised the Eagles didn't take a timeout right here, but still going to have plenty of time left if they get the ball back, if they can hold them right here, 3rd and 12.
Jacob Janice, number 32 in the game. We got a little confusion in the backfield. Hopefully, I think
they're going to take another timeout.
Yeah, Sacred Heart going to have to take their last timeout. David, we're going to put it on our sponsor board and just let those run with the music. The field. And we're back live with 2:01 left in the half. The Trojans of Sacred Heart of Ville Platte lead it 6-0. They missed the extra point. Here's the snap on the ground. He scoops it up. He's looking to throw. He's off time. Going to go way deep. Knock it down if you're the Eagles. Incomplete. Great coverage on the play. I think that was Gavin Hilton, or Jaden Lewis it was, on the cover, and he was right there. But it's a great throw, David, off his fingertips.
Yeah, he threw it a long way. Wasn't bad defense out there. Kind of Lucky they didn't catch that, but that's going to stop the clock. The Eagles are going to come up with some good field position right here if we can hold on to the ball. Let's see who we got back. I think we got Gavin back here. You know, Gavin he might not even. They're not even going to put nobody back. But if he was back, he could run this back for a touchdown.
Well, you got, here's the snap.
I mean, they're not going to fake it.
Here's the punt, and
see, they're just going to let it go. But look at how far it's going to bounce. See, that's the thing that you're going to give up, about 10 yards.
So they made it to the 10-yard line. They were at the 13. So that is a loss of 3 on their drive, and the Eagles will take over at their own 43-yard line with 1:40 to play. They've got a great opportunity to get at least in a field goal range if they can't break one for the.
But because we can't field a punt,
yeah,
it's probably more than 10 yards, because if we field it and able to get some yards, we should probably be at least on their 40-yard line. But
Henry
still good field position.
Henry's back in the game, so he was just out for a series just to kind of see and get a feel for what the defense is doing and get Jake Vaughn some reps. I think Vaughn did a nice job for himself with driving the football. Henry looking to pass, got to get rid of it. Man over the middle, high, caught, what a catch! Break it, he's got some speed, can he get away? He's one man to beat, gonna be taken down. And that was number 2, Jordan Rich. But we've got a penalty on the play all the way back in the backfield where it's
coming back.
Probably a hold. And, man, oh, man, that hurts big time. We just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot with that. Holding on the Eagles.
Didn't see anything. I'm not sure what he saw, but.
What a catch by Jordan Rich.
What a big penalty.
That throw was a little high, and he went up and skied at the right time and caught it at the top of the jump with 128. Boy, that had us in perfect position. Now we're back. The hold happened about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, or 3 or so, and then you back it up 10. And so you've got we'll call it 20, 1st and 20. They'll mark it from the start line of scrimmage. Looking to throw again, got to get rid of it. Pass out in the flats, caught by Gavin, picked up the lost yardage on the penalty, plus a couple. That's a nice play. There's a roughing the passer call, and that's going to tack 15 on to the end of that. And that's going to be a first down and take us into Trojan territory. So a gift back to the Eagles by the Trojan defense.
I didn't see the hold or that because, we're following the ball right there. So not sure what happened behind it, but that's going to help us out a little bit right there. We're going to add 15. That'll give us a first down. And when the Eagles are on the move, 1:14 left. I think we got all of our timeouts, too.
We got all 3 timeouts, David. And so we're in a perfect position right now to
and, he's got some guys open. These guys have been open out here, especially on these little flat routes to the outside. They don't have guys out there too much. As you can see right here, we're in the trips formation. They only have 2 guys that are pretty close, so those outs are open.
Here, Henry looking to pass, looking over the middle. Taking his reads, he's going to be taken down. As he was taken down, he throws the ball. He did have Cutter Knowles, thank goodness, in the area, or it would have been intentional grounding because he was not outside of the tackle. But taken down hard, he's kind of holding his left arm. But nice play by Henry to avoid the sack and to stop the clock and the loss of yardage.
Yeah, no grounding right there. Plus, he was being thrown down as he was throwing the ball. So good call by the refs. Good no call.
57 seconds left in the game in the first half. Play clock's down to 10. I don't know if we're gonna try to rush it.
They're gonna take a timeout. Nope.
Nope. 5 seconds. They're getting set. 2 receivers to the far, 2 to the near. C-Strunk with him. 1 second. The snap right at the. They're gonna call timeout because they were just taking too long to get the snap. So we'll keep it here, David. We won't go off to a commercial break, but that's something that'll have to be corrected at halftime, huh, David?
Yeah, 57 seconds left right here. Yeah, and they've done this several times, and it seems like when we've tried to rush it right at the end of that play clock going down, we haven't been too successful. So he just went in and took a timeout right there.
So as a coach yourself for, several decades, with the Eagles, who's over there, on the sidelines or maybe up on top of the press box, kind of keeping an eye on the clock and And then is that Coach Charles himself?
That's Coach Charles. That's on the head coach and the offensive coordinator, but usually the head coach right there because Coach Holmes is calling the play. So you just got to be mindful that's just part of game management, and you got to be good at it.
Here's Henry in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the near side, 2 to the far side. He's looking left, going to throw it out toward the sidelines. Gavin Hilton out of bounds. Nice job, but a first down, a big pickup. That's a pickup of 10 on the pass. It was a nice, sharp, crisp throw by Henry. Stops the clock at 49 seconds. We're starting to get into the territory that Ryan Hicks can hit with his leg, although I have to say, when we're practicing, he's nailing them. But when we've seen him in the game, he seems to get a little bit under it, and it just kind of floats and doesn't come off hot. Here's Henry. Got 17 seconds. Offsides call.
It's going to be on the Eagles.
Let's see. Were the Eagles drawn off?
Not unless they said something.
I mean, the Eagles were pointing at the defense, and Henry was.
They could have been mimicking the snap count, too. You can't holler things during the cadence. It looked like it might be against Sacred Heart. Let's see what they got.
Although
right here.
I don't see any laundry on the field. They're just having some discussions.
The umpire threw it, but they're going to call it on the Eagles.
All right, after some discussion, they call it on the Eagles, and the Eagles will be backed up 5 yards to the 34-yard line, set up a 1st and 15. They trail 6-0 in this game as Petrie hit Estolette, I believe it was, for a long touchdown pass, and that's where they got the 6. They missed the extra point. It was blocked. Here's a screen pass. Boy, that was read perfectly by the defense. They saw that on film, and the linebacker blew that up. Seastrunk had his hands on it but couldn't haul it in as he was smacked in the back.
Plus, we've run it a couple times, so they've been able to see it a few times right there, so they were ready for that one.
That looks like, was that number 3 or number 8? Maybe Estolette, number 8, that came in and hit him. Number 3 is a pretty big boy, Briggs Ardwine. We've called his name out a couple of times already. But 44 seconds. This is 2nd down and 15. See what the Eagles can do here. They have to pass. See if they can block and hold. There's Hilton. I think it was Hilton that could not hang on to the ball out there. He hit him in the chest and dropped it. Would only picked up about 5, but it would have set up a 3rd and 10 instead of the 3rd and 15 that we have now.
You got to handle that one. You got to catch that ball with your hands. You let it get to his chest and it just bounced off his pads.
We've got to pick up probably about 7 or 8 yards, I think, to try to field goal here, don't you think?
Yes, and then if we get that 7 or 8, you still got to have a decision because now you may want to try to make the 1st down. So let's see what we can dial up right here. 2
receivers to the far side. That is Cody Lyons and Hilton. Near side is Jaden Lewis, I believe, and Rich. He's looking to throw, rolls out, got to get rid of it. He's going deep to the end zone. He's got a man down there, intercepted by the Trojans at the goal in the end zone. Tried to run it out. But they're going to call it.
He's out on like the 2.
They're going to say it down at the 1.
He should have just downed it, but he brought it out.
That's like a punt. I'll tell you what, story of the game here, David, turnovers.
Yeah.
+3 for the Eagles. Three turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumbled punt.
And we fumbled 2 more balls that we got back on.
Yep.
So, the Eagles, they're just going to have to get back here in the locker room. I'm sure that Sacred Heart's going to down this. And, it's anybody's game, 6-0.
Well, they got to be careful if they take a knee here to make sure that they are still in the playing field and not in the end zone for a safety. They're kind of getting in that.
I don't know why they're shotgun.
They're in the shotgun. We had this happen, and we got a safety, if you remember, David. Was that St. Fred's that no, it was Pineville. The handoff up the middle. They got through the line. We missed him in the end zone, but that'll probably be the last play of the game.
I'd take a timeout. But you're right. That was very risky because they had a chance to get a safety right there.
That was Pineville because they did that lazy snap with the running back jumping in front, and we nailed him as he got it. That's it. We're going to go to halftime, folks, as the Eagles trail the Sacred Heart of Ville Platte Trojans 6-0. And we'll be back. You can stay tuned into us because after the commercial break, we'll have the camera set up for the halftime festivities. I'm sure Sacred Heart will have some dancers or something going on, and then the Eaglettes will perform as well. So we'll take a quick short break, and we'll be back right after this.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And now for your halftime entertainment, the Golden Eaglettes of Florida Savior Menard. Junior High Liaison, Hayden Cochran. Senior Leader, Molly Boyd. Co-Captain, Maddie Gleason. Co-Captain, Olivia Griffin. And Captain, Andrew Villa Botello. Ladies, your music is on.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And welcome back, everybody. We are live here in Alexandria, Louisiana at Holy Savior Menard Central High School. The Eagles trail here at the Eagles Nest 6-0 to the team that is, you see right down there. I'll zoom in a little bit. That is that is the Sacred Heart Trojan team. They just decided to meet right there in the end zone, and we've got about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock for halftime. So they'll be starting to stretch and get ready for the second half. The Eagles are walking out to their end zone, and we'll try to get a shot there. Let's see. Just kind of pull up our schedule for a second so I can move the camera and you don't get seasick. Just had the opportunity to talk to Doug Gann over at the Trojans Stadium at Alexandria Senior High School. Those Trojans are winning 20-0 at this point in the ball game. As they let's see if we got updates. Scrolling, Tioga 41, Marksville 6 in the second quarter. You can see the scores down on the bottom of the screen as we have our ticker rolling. Talk a little bit about some games that took place last night, Thursday. As you know, we have Thursday night games now, quite a few. In fact, every team in the area needs to probably play 2 or 3 games on a Thursday night. There's that score, Alexandria 20, East Ascension 0 in the second quarter. They haven't yet made the halftime. There's one of the scores, Buckeye 6, Vidalia 26 in the first quarter. Actually, that game is over. They just got the update there for our score. Bolton at Acadia, we don't have an update there. Northwood Lena at Beckman Charter, no score. Peabody Green Oaks, no update in that one. Pineville and Barb, no update as well. But Oakdale, well, you looked at the Vidalia score, 32, Buckeye 12 on Thursday night last night. Rose Pine, a winner 43-6 over Vinton. And then that's an important game for us, David, because Rose Pine is in our district. And then Oakdale, let's see, got to turn you up. I turned this down just in case. Then Oakdale, who is also in our district, lost to the Grand Lake Hornets.
Grand Lake, yes.
In overtime, 26-20. Grand Lake, who is that? Where are they?
They're a small school that's kind of in the western part of the state, kind of by Rose Pine and Pickering and all those little places. So.
Okay.
But Rose Pine may be the team to beat in the district. They had a great year last year. It has some good guys coming back, but it's going to be a tough district, and with them and the Vols in it, and that will be starting pretty soon. So beware for that.
Daniel getting a lot of hugs. Daniel Scully, we talked about him in the first half. He actually joined us on the Coaches Show Wednesday night. He called in as Big Tom, his dad, coaches here. He's a defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Daniel was a coach himself for the Eagles. He's here, and he's just coming back up to the press box after visiting with the Sacred Heart Trojans in the end zone. We got 2:34 left on the clock here for halftime. Hope you enjoyed the 2 dance lines that had a chance to perform. I wish the drum corps would go out there. There's, in the middle of the field and play a little bit for everybody. You ought to talk to them about that and give them some time after the dance line.
Let me get them on.
Do that while I look.
If I can.
I went to Max Preps,
there
David.
They are.
Max Preps to get a couple of updates. Bolton trails Arcadia. Arcadia's 3-0 on the year. Bolton 1-2. It has here first quarter live, Arcadia 22, Bolton 14.
Good game.
So they're still in it. Look at this game right here. This is interesting. One of our old district opponents, Manny, the Manny Tigers, 3-0, taking on Newman and Arch Manning. And the Manny Tigers lead 15-10.
Yeah, I picked Manny to win that game
right now. 3-0, both teams playing, and that is at halftime now. So go Tigers in that one. Manny, always the perennial district champion most of the time in our district. Sometimes Red River would sneak up on them. But I heard Winfield's sneaky good this year, too.
They are, too. But Mandy's one of the best public schools or non-select schools in the state and have been for a while.
Got it.
You know, me and Coach Gatlin, the principal, talked about that game today, and I told him I thought Manny would beat them because they got, you know, they can lock up your receivers man on man and just send the house, and that's what they do.
You know, everybody's talking about Arch Manning, and he's going to Texas, blah, blah, blah. You know, but Manny has sent a lot of players to Division I schools. You know, a sleepy little school up in Manny, Louisiana, just to the west of Natchitoches, right on the Toledo Bend Lake area. Great little town. I used to go there in the pharmaceutical business and call on the doctors up there, and just a cool little town. Man, they got some money up there now with all that shale and the football stadium. That is a football stadium that does it right on Friday nights too, man. They do fireworks, and they have the Harleys revving up when the band. It's loud and noisy and scary. Update at halftime: Barb 1-2 on the year, beating Pineville 21-0. That's going to be a tough one for the Rebels as it's homecoming for them, and they're losing 21-0.
Tough game though.
Avoyles 2-1. That's a team that stayed in our district. They're taking on Bunkie tonight, and in a Avoyles the Parish Bowl type of thing, 46-8 Avoyles Mustangs over Bunkie.
Yeah.
Let's see, and those are the games that I put in there to kind of follow. Loyola College Prep and Red River, no update there. Peabody and Green Oaks, no update on that one as well. So we'll try to keep an eye on that and come back to that one. As you can see, the teams are coming back out onto the field. We won the toss and elected to receive, so that means Ryan Hicks will get the ball first to be able to kick off, and hopefully he can put it in the end zone and pin Sacred Heart back at their 20-yard line. We'll see how deep he can kick it as we start this second half, as Sacred Heart leads 6-0 over your Menard Eagles right now.
Yeah, we got to find a way to get in that end zone, put some points on the board, and take that pressure off the defense. Defense playing well, and they've played well most of the year. So let's try to pin them right here. Bad field position. And let's see if we can get a defensive stop and get that offense back on the field.
Let's see if we can look at it. Their numbers are smaller than ours. Either that or the jerseys are scrunched up. Here's a high kick taken in at the 13-yard line, going back to the middle of the field on the near side. Hash marks wrapped up, breaking tackles, coming to the near side on the sideline. That is Ryan Hicks finally getting to him. Cutter Knowles getting into it with number 11, Ashton Duos, and they kind of let that one go. But, man, number 4 had him. Tyler McKay and Cutter Knowles kind of mistackled on that one.
Yeah, number 4, that's Tyler. No, that is okay. That's a new player. That is
Tyler McVeigh.
Maddox Shelton. He came out a couple weeks ago, and he's number 4. Tyler doesn't play football. He plays basketball. So yeah. So he had a chance to bring him down about 10 yards or 12 yards back right there. Nice play by number 6 for Sacred Heart, and they're going to start out at the 42-yard line. Good field position.
Much better field position for them this time than their first drive of the game. They lead at 6-0. They give it to number 10, stacked up in the middle, just like they started the game. No, they'll say that he got back to the line of scrimmage as Braylon Edwards was there. Braylon
Dusang.
Not Edwards. Braylon Dusang, number
Braylon
78.
Edwards. That's an old football coach, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so.
Braylon Edwards.
He was a wide receiver, wasn't he? Braylon Edwards for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I thought he coached
he might
like
have coached
Kentucky or
too.
something. Braylon Edwards.
I don't know where that came
that's
from.
Him.
The Earl Campbell thing is throwing me off. Campbell Earls.
That's a strange one.
Yeah. Where did Edwards come from, man? I have no idea. Drake Aldridge coming to the near side on the edge. Let's see if they can stack him up again in the shotgun. They don't hand it off. He's looking to throw, and a flag on the play. That's stopping. That's going to be against the offense. That'll back him up 5 yards. Second down and 15. Let's see. I'm going to look up Braylon Edwards and see. I want to say he was a wide receiver for the Braylon Edwards. Didn't he get in a lot of trouble?
There
Look,
is.
he's a wide receiver.
Yep.
Former All-American football wide receiver. And I think he had, one of his teams was a Tampa Bay Of course, he probably played for like 20 of them. You know, they all jump around like crazy. He played at Michigan as well. Technology. Look at that. Here they are in the shotgun. Number 10 moving over to the right side. He's got a man up front. They fake the handoff, looking to throw to the sideline. He's got pressure. See if they can contain him. He breaks it. Boy, nicely done there. It's maybe picked up a yard from the 5 they lost. Carter Marcantel sticking his head in there and making the tackle. Little number 29, kind of stopping the advancement. They're going to mark it as no gain. Still be 3rd and 15. And you know, I wanted to talk about this, David, in the first half. Speaking of the drum corps, they got together. Looks like Sacred Heart has one too. And battle of the drum corps. They should have been out there at halftime.
It would have been nice if they could have coordinated that and did a little thing at the halftime. We could have brought it to y'all, to our viewers. But they're doing a great job right now. And maybe in a little while I can get them on camera here.
Yeah, you probably heard them with our Nat sound mic we have just outside the window. I don't know. That was movement on 64. He pulled up and then tried to point his way. That should be against Sacred Heart as well.
Yeah,
that's going to be 3rd and 20.
Yeah,
we can back it up right here. This little here pulls it back so we can see him. 9:55 to go in the third quarter. Still 6-0 on the first drive for Sacred Heart. They started this drive at their own 42 and are now back to the 32. They've lost 10 yards so far on this one. Jeff Latham giving me an update. Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for listening in on this Friday night. Seattle Seahawks for Braylon Edwards. Yeah, we can tighten it up, and you're going to have to pick it up a little bit there, David, when we come in. Pull it up. There we go. In the shotgun, he's got pressure. He's got to get rid of it. It's a deep throw. 29 Carter Marcantel. Oh, he had a shot at it. Did he haul it in? I think he got the interception. He sure did. Carter Marcantel went up and took it. I thought he was going to have a chance to return it. An interception by Marcantel. He's got his grandparents here in the stands, and also the parrots came up. The family relation. They're actually a bunch of Sacred Heart fans too, as we talked about Eddie and Sarah Parrott earlier in the evening, and they were watching tonight. That's I guess a cousin of theirs, I believe, maybe a second or third cousin is Carter, as the Marcantels, Robbie and Carolyn. By the way, happy birthday to Carolyn Marcantel as well. She had a birthday yesterday. She took my place at Nova Nordisk.
All right.
Yeah. So Carter Marcantel, the first INT and first turnover for the Sacred Heart Trojans. We had 3 in the first half. Let's hope that it's reversed this half, David.
That'll be great right here. Let's see if the Eagles can get something going.
C. Strunk, the lone running back.
Everybody's
the handoff
tight
by Henry. And, boy, he is picked up about 3 or 4 yards. You know, we were up in Turpin Stadium last week, and this one, I hope this is the last time I want to talk about this or that my mind brings it up. But we talked about how they were lackadaisical and just not into it to start the game. That's not been the case this week. C. Strunk with the handoff. He's going to pick up some more yards, bulling his way in for another 3. It's going to set up 3rd and short, maybe 3 or 4 yards for the first down if they get it.
Yeah, it's going to be a big 3rd down right here. Let's see if we can maybe slip Cooper Scott out there into the flat. But look like we're going straight back to it again. Everybody's bunched in.
Let's hope. Henry going to back out. We started, that was at our, 30? Yeah, 30-yard line. Sacred Heart. I'm trying to remember where they started, at their own 32 or so, wasn't it?
Yes.
No, 42. They had a big run out.
Returned that to about the 42.
And then lost 10 yards or so on the play. On the, I'm gonna have to do yardage.
Eagles need
We're
to
down
hurry.
to 4 seconds. He's making a change. Get it under. Let's go. And we got to call timeout. Or it's going to be a penalty.
If no one got a timeout, it's going to be a penalty. That's on the coaches.
Well, the coaches are waiting, and for some reason, they've decided to wait till under 10 seconds to get everybody moving. But then Michael's got to know, too, that he goes under center with 5 seconds or so, or 6, 7 seconds. He can't kind of step back there and take his time.
Yeah, and he's got the play clock right there in front of him for him to look at. That's why it's there. Eagles, that's a big penalty right there because that's going to put them 3rd and 9.
We're not built for, 3rd and 9. We're built for 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3. But anything outside of that, it gets difficult for us. Henry, see if he can avoid a rush. There's the pass. It's short, and it's high. That was intended for Gavin Hilton, and it bounced off his hands. and we're going to have to punt.
Yeah, it wasn't enough for the first down anyway right there.
4th and 9. Boy, that just the penalties and fumbles killing us.
Bad execution.
Got to the 31-yard line for 1 total yard. Sacred Heart will now get pretty good field position. Let's see if Ryan Hicks can boom one here. He's done it before.
Get a turnover right here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have somebody not be able to field it. Looks like number 6 is one of the players. Here's Hicks. He waited a long time. He's going to angle it over. It's going to bounce and take, over the head of the Sacred Heart Trojan. Great job.
I don't know why he's trying to throw it back in.
Cutter Knowles touches it. It's going to be dead. Just let it go out of bounds. I thought he would be down a little bit. They're going to mark it down at the 33-yard line.
23. That's about a.
Oh, no, that's a 23-yard line. Excuse me.
It's about a 50-yard punt.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what we needed to flip field position here. 7:33 to go in the third quarter. It's 6-0. Ball at the 23 of Sacred Heart. The Trojans now in their second drive tonight. They lost 10 yards on their first drive. They had the ball at their own 42 or so from the opening kickoff. Carson Harrison hustling over to cover the lone receiver on the far side of the field, 2 to the near. Running back right behind in the pistol. Now he steps to the side. Now he's going back over to the right side, near side. They fake the handoff. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage and read perfectly by Cooper Scott. And who's that, 32?
Yeah, that's Janice.
Jacob Janice.
Freshman.
In on the tackle, pickup of 2 yards. But that was tipped at the line of scrimmage. So nice job by the receiver for the Trojans to be able to pick that one up. Eagles got to hang tough, and we got to find some offense.
Yeah, we got to find some offense, or maybe we can get a defensive score.
Pick 6 would work.
Something right here.
Something on along the lines of Carson Harrison's pick 6 against Pineville. That was sweet. Man in motion brings trips to the near side. It's thrown out to the edge. Boy,
nice
look
hit.
at Drake Aldridge take him down. Taking down number 6. That is Landon LeBlanc, and he paid for that catch.
There's great hustle right there. The linebacker, Cooper Scott, did get out there, kind of forced him back in, and great pursuit from Drake Aldridge right there, just following the play and a good physical hit.
Well,
because he probably would have got the first down without that. So it's 3rd and about 6 yards right there, but just great play by Drake.
He's going both ways. The Eagles have to know they're in this game 6-0. They're playing hard, and we just got to get something going. I mean, they found one play is the difference, even with all of our turnovers in the first half. 3rd and 5. The Eagles got a hold here. They hand it off up the middle, and it is stuffed. Braylon Dusang.
There we go.
David West. And, David Roberts. Excuse me. West is not in the game. Number 25, along with, what?
6 minutes.
6-minute water break. Thank you, David. That's going to set up 4th down, and we'll see what they do when we come back. But we do have the water break, which is brought to you by the official water break, brought to you by John Wolf, the financial advisor with Edward Jones, located in Pineville at 318-442-8655, member SIPC. And we're back live. 5:56 to go in the third quarter. 6-0 Trojans. The Eagles have stopped them. 4th and 5, they're going to punt. They almost get there. Nice high kick. And the Eagles have said, you know what? We're not even going to field it anymore. And we talked about that in the first half. They've had trouble hauling it in and hanging on to the ball. And they're going to get great field position at the 42, our 42.5-yard line for the Eagles to start their second drive of this third quarter.
So the Eagles have decided not to send anybody back on punts because of the fumbles. So you risk the ball rolling a long way, but the Eagles took a break right there, and it kind of stopped where it hit. So the Eagles, good field position, and we've been saying this all night. We haven't got much on offense, but it's a 6-0 game, anybody's game.
So Jake Vaughn, number 3, back in the game, going to give Michael Henry a rest and see what we can do. They got everybody bunched up. They hand it to Seastrunk up the middle, cuts it to the right side. Nice job by Tariq. Therese Kite.
Yeah, he stays on his blocks till the whistle blows. He does that at practice too. I've talked to the coaches about him this week, and he says he really takes blocking seriously, which he should. He's the tight end out there.
Yep.
So you got to get. He's usually going to be lined up on a guy out there maybe about a 6 tech, probably an outside linebacker or something. So he's been blocking on 15 all night.
Yeah, he's number 41 on the Eagles. They got that bunch set to the right side with Cooper Scott. They're going to pitch it to Seastrunk. He's got, they have read that play all night long, and Seastrunk did a nice job. Who was that? Gavin Hilton got a nice block late in the run there, but Seastrunk picking up just a couple and going to set up 2nd down and 8.
We'll bring up 3rd down.
Our 3rd down and 8 because we had
lost a little bit on that one. The sweep, the outside sweep right there hasn't been there. The Sacred Heart's played it really well. If we could have maybe a halfback pass, if Ruben could throw it maybe, because they are flying up as soon as he gets the ball.
I know. I mean, that everybody's keyed on Ruben, and there's a reason why. He runs it all the time. Trip receivers to the near side. Jake with the foot in the shotgun. One receiver to the far side. He's looking to throw. Now he's rolling out. He's got a little bit of speed. He's got a man open. The pass is caught by Cody Lyons for the 1st down. Hang on, let's take a call here, even though we got the game underway. We got a visitor here with the voice of the Ash Trojans, Doug Gann, calling us. Our game's just underway. We got full 45 left in the 3rd quarter, Doug. 6-0. Eagles just got a big 1st down pass. What's happening over there at Ash? All right. Well, thanks for the update there, Doug. Take care and have a great rest of your call. There you go. Go Trojans, y'all's way, not ours over here. All right. So I'm not sure how that audio was. We'll have to work on that.
I wonder if someone could just give us a text and say if they heard that from Doug Gann.
Cindy, you're out there. Jeff Latham, you're out there. If you heard that, let me know how that went. Here's Jake Vaughn. It's tipped up. Caught. And that kid, if Jake can't catch him, he's got some speed. He's got to take him down, and he does. But that ball was tipped. Jake probably shouldn't have tried to throw that one, but he was going to take a sack. And then it just flew straight up in the air and was caught and taken all the way to the Eagle 25-yard line. So another turnover. That's 4 turnovers for the Eagles in just 3 quarters. 3:43 left in this 3rd quarter. INT. Basically no gain.
Eagles can stop them though right here. They, I know they have it on the 25. That was a big play for Jake to actually tackle him and not just let him run that back for a pick 6. Eagles dig in right here. We can get a stop. They're going to have it. What we got, 25-yard line for Sacred Heart. Let's see if they try to do something a little different right here. They may try to go to the end zone quick.
At the Eagle 25. Petrie in the shotgun. He moves his running back to his right. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the far. And we'll see what he does. Low snap, fakes the handoff. Drake tracking him down. He's on at the sideline, knocked out of bounds. No flag on the play. Cooper Scott tracking him down, and Drake Aldridge knocked him out of bounds. And
he just
threw it short.
Yeah, no one was open. Good coverage right there by Jaden Lewis. And I think that might be Cody Lyons out there, but nice hit on the sideline.
No gain on the play, 3:35 on the clock. And Eagles trying to come through here. This defense in a pressure situation right now with the turnover that got it all the way back to the 25. Vaughn at least hustling back and making the tackle. We got a timeout at the 3:35 mark. Menard, Coach Scully want to talk it over. We'll take a quick break ourselves, David, and play a commercial. Let me pick one.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Go ahead, take it, David.
All right. So we're back. 3:35 left here in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 for Sacred Heart on the Eagle 25-yard line. Sacred Heart's got to be thinking at least a field goal right here. That would be big for them to give them a 2-score lead. Eagles got to dig in and not give them any more yardage right here. So let's see what the Eagles can dial up.
I was trying to do a little bit of math because I didn't do it at halftime. I was too busy eating a hamburger. I'm sorry. But I got Sacred Heart for 46 yards.
Oh, he's cutting up the field too soon.
Here's the pass, and he's rolling out. He's looking. He's got a man over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Eagles, as Gavin Hilton fell. And I'm not sure who that was. Carter Marcantel trailing, but kind of lost his man a little bit. And he was not really by him at all. And the Trojans with a nice pickup for the touchdown.
He ended up just being wide open. Kind of got the second time on their touchdown that we lost the receiver right there. But their guy in motion cut up the field too early, and they didn't get a call right there. We didn't get a call right there.
So they're lined up for the extra point. We had the block on the extra point. Watch for some kind of trickery
they're
here.
In the swinging gate. They're going to do a trick play.
And they fake it. They roll it out. He's got a man open. 2-point conversion, as that was Jaden Lewis on the coverage and was just trailing the receiver, and they pick up the 2-point conversion. So with the 8 points, it makes it 14-0 Trojans. Take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we're back live as we've got the kickoff coming. Ooh, we'll pull this back a little bit. And so a little bit of math. It's so unofficial. But the offensive output, here's a high kick shy. Let it go out of bounds, and the Eagles will take over at their own 35. We have got to get some offense going. We got a TD. That turnover sure set up the TD, didn't it?
Absolutely did. That's what turnovers, that's whoever wins the turnover battle, which isn't even close right now, usually is going to win the game, and they are leading in this game. So, but we're getting text in now that they didn't hear the Doug Gann
update at halftime.
So,
yeah,
what did he say that score was?
Well, 20-0, which we had reported on at our halftime, that they lead East Ascension at the half. Drake Aldridge back in the backfield along with Seastrunk trying to get the handoff was a little rough, but held up on his top of his left shoulder, and it still picked up a couple of yards. Got some text coming in. Jeff Latham was muffled. Amy Bennett watching tonight. Ash at halftime. You could hear, but very, very low. Thanks, Amy. Thanks for watching. So thanks to Jeff Latham and Amy Bennett for watching tonight, and we'll get that figured out. We had
it was kind of that muffed kind of in our headphones too, so that's why we figured that they may not have heard that.
Yeah, the Bluetooth. We've had some really clear. Maybe I have to be connected to the that doesn't make any sense. The Trojans now, they seem to have the momentum, David. They've been kind of controlling that line of scrimmage. They've not let Seastrunk get loose at all tonight.
Yeah, 14-0. Ruben's been able to get 3-4 yards here, but, they've had us 3rd and 5, 6, 7 all night, and, we haven't been very good on third downs. And so we're not sustaining drives.
I'll tell our viewers tonight kind of a funny story, but I did not have my phone connected to be charged because it's fully charged. We had it on last week. I had it plugged up. Here's Henry in the shotgun. We'll finish when we come back. Here's a pass out to the sidelines. It is low and outside, right at the first down marker. Would have been a first down, but not a crisp pass at all. And we're going to have to send Ryan Hicks into punt. We only got 5 yards.
You want to go for it, but you just can't.
So we've got 6 yards of offense so far here in the third quarter. We got 156 or 52 left to play. They only have about 20, 30 yards of offense. At halftime, David, we had 57 yards of offense, very unofficial, to their 46, yet they led 6-0. We had 3 turnovers to their 0.
And that's the difference in the game.
Yep, and now we got 1-1. What a beautiful high skied punt. Oh, it's Carter Marcantel right on the top of the head at about the 20-yard line. He just ran right under it. Let's see where they end up marking it.
They're going to put it.
They got to bring it back. Yeah, should be.
You got to kind of know where the ball is.
So they'll take over at their own 20-yard line, but that couldn't hit any better on the top of his head.
Yeah, what's the chances?
Right on the noggin. So we had the phone hooked up, and it's Bluetooth. I've done a couple of interviews during the coaches' shows that have been really crisp and clear, so I'm not sure exactly what happened with that one. Oh, I know what it was. Bluetooth, there's the phone. I bet.
It was on, though.
Yeah, the Bluetooth is on, but this one's got to – I think I messed that up.
I thought I did that.
But anyway, my phone just went to iTunes without me doing anything while we were in the game with St. Mary's, and it was playing regular music, like radio music. And, of course, you have to have a license to be able to do that, and Facebook shut us down. And then we got an email. Doug Gant got an email that said Russia shut us down.
That's got a little weird.
We were over.
That's a little
we're
weird.
broadcasting in Russia, and they shut us down because
they must have been trying to hack us or something.
Can you imagine? We got just some song on. I don't even know which one it was, but they, I'm glad they cut us off because I didn't want to be fined. I mean, I had no idea it was playing. You've got to do either free music that's out there in the public realm or our own type of just instrumental stuff like we played, going into commercial breaks. But I thought that was funny. They shut us down. That happened in the first quarter. So Facebook shut us down. I was worried.
Are we on Facebook tonight?
We are on tonight. I went and checked, and we are on tonight. I didn't see our announcement. And I thought, oh no, they're going to keep us off, but they did let us go, and on tonight. So here we are, 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line. In motion, they fake the pitch. He's up the middle, got a hole, nicely played on the end. Is that David Roberts with the tackle? As that linebacker eyed the quarterback and wrapped him up and dropped him at the 25-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 5.
Not sure why they're going to call a personal foul here because he threw him to the ground.
It's a regular tackle. I mean,
he's rough with him, but it's not a.
He's running hard.
Shouldn't be a. They picked it up.
Nice job by the officials waving it off. They got together, 3 of them, and talked it over. And, I guess better to be on the safe side and then come together and talk it out and say, hey, man, that was not.
He may have thought it was a face mask or something, but first I thought he was just because he slammed him to the ground. But
if you take that tackle and pick him up and slam
he
him,
didn't do
but
that
was a roll.
Right.
So I'm glad they got it right on that one, and they've been good tonight. Here's the quarterback keeper, and he's got the right side coming near side, and he is busting it to the 45-40. One man to beat, breaks the tackle. Going to be a long touchdown run by number 7, Hayden Drawdy, who did the keeper. That wasn't even the quarterback. He was just kind of a shot, a wildcat sort of. Wild Trojan on the run. And that was from about the 25-yard line. So count a 75-yard touchdown run that went off tackle and took our end, who was flying around the outside. Aldridge was, and they kind of played that to their advantage.
No way that can happen right there.
Jaden Lewis not able to bring him down, as he was the last defensive player to be able to take him down, and missed him. And they've got the touchdown.
Just stayed blocked. You got to get off those blocks, and Eagles couldn't get off of them.
Here's the extra point, and it is blocked again. They may have to stick with their trick play there. To 2-point conversion was good last time. 20-0. Eagles trail Sacred Heart right now at the 1:01 mark in the third quarter.
They may try it. If they score again, they'll go for that that swinging gate is what you call that. But you can probably see why they went for two there. Not too good of a kicking game for Sacred Heart, but don't look like they need it tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Amy. Amy Bennett coming through again. I forget that I love the fact that we have a scoreboard, and it would be great if I kept it up to date. And she pointed it out. Maybe I'm not.
She says, "Fix your score
like,
on the
fix
screen."
the scoreboard, would you please? But we got hearts before for
Amy
saying
Bennett.
Thank you,
That's
Dr. Bennett.
That's Abby's.
Yep.
Abby's mom.
Oh, okay, Amy. All right. That quarter, I gotta pull the scoreboard down to be able to keep that. I need you to come up here, Amy.
It's
and,
not easy, I'll tell you.
Come up and see what we're doing, and then you can join us every game and run it for me. That would be awesome to have you as our producer. It'd be great. She's funny too. Had a chance to call on Amy at Dr. Bennett's office and enjoyed that immensely. Here's a tackle. Cooper Scott doing a nice job of picking the ball up at the 40 and dropped at the 45. So the Eagles have great field position. Let's see if we can do something with it.
It's going to start about the 45-yard line right here.
75-yard TD run, man. I did not anticipate that at all.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's almost a dagger.
In such a huge defensive game tonight that our line has played so well, and they've contained that quarterback. But I saw that, you saw that in the Ville Platte highlights that they had, and even last week's. Here's Jake Vaughn. He's back to pass on the sideline. Got Gavin Hill. Gavin heard the footsteps coming from number one and forgot to handle it first before doing anything else. Right out of his hands.
The freshman was able to survey the field right there, picked out the open guy, made a perfect throw. Got to help him out.
Gabe Wilmouth, the 5'8", 140-pound senior, was charging in. He was late getting there, but Gavin just could not hang on. And we've got to keep our heads up and stay in the game. It's still not even the fourth quarter yet. 49 seconds left. Two receivers to the far side, two to the near. Hilton in motion, moving. Now he stops, and what do we got?
Looked like it's on Jalen out there. He moved a little bit.
That's a second one on Jalen.
Penalties and turnovers, Tom.
Remember, Jalen had the motion when we had 4th and 1.
Yes.
Remember that? Backed us up, and we ended up having a punt on that one. We were set up. You just got to keep your eye. Their heads got to come back into this game right now.
Yes.
After that long, you said a dagger. It's a
dagger.
dagger.
I hope not. I don't like to say that, but the way this game is going, that's a big touchdown.
But, it's kind of true the way we're seeing them, play right now. Here's a pass, pick up the lost yardage on the offsides call and some extras, and we're going to set up a 3rd and long. It'll be about a 3rd and 9 with 34 seconds left. But you can just see it in their demeanor on the field that they're not the same fired up, motivated team right now, especially on offense anyway.
Yes, that's the mental part of the game. You just something you got to try to overcome. You got to play to the end. You got to.
In the shotgun, he's looking it over. He's got a man wide open to the outside, and that's going to be grounding.
Yep.
Intentional grounding as a freshman was being taken down for the sack.
That'll just be a sack.
And he's not getting up. It was an awkward throw.
Well, he had a guy all over him, and he was just trying to get rid of it. It's just going to end up being a sack.
A little bit of youth, but But we had Cody Lyons open way out on the far side. He never got over there to look for him, and then the pressure got to him. So big loss on the play, all the way back to the 31-yard line.
That's going to bring up fourth down.
Fourth down and a mile. We would need about 14, more than that. We'd have to have about 24 yards for almost 25 yards for a first down. 6 seconds left in the quarter. We already got minus 14 on that. And that'll be probably not even have a play. Here's a nice spiral high punt, and it is hauled in at the 33-yard line of Sacred Heart, and that will take us to the end of the quarter, and we will have their 5th drive of the game, or the second half, as we take our commercial break.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Football games for
Yes.
the cheerleaders to go over after halftime and cheer over there on the visitor side, and then the visitor side come over here.
Yeah, that usually takes place like late third, early fourth quarter. And you can see they're having a great time down there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing, and it's very similar to the football players, I guess, shaking hands after the game and getting together and praying at center field, in the center of the field. So the Trojans will start the fourth quarter with their 5th drive. They just had a 75-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, and we've got offsides, a false start on the Trojans, as that was thrown by the head judge, head official, the white hat, from the backside. So to back them up 5, and they'll start in trouble on the make it 1st and 15. Look.
That's Amy.
Abby.
Amy's daughter. That's her daughter, Abby.
Got a picture out there. John Marquez calling in. I'm not at the game, but Manny's winning 25-10 now. Thanks, John Marquez, for the update.
Man,
25-10 over Newman. That's Arch Manning over there. They're really shutting him down, and I wonder if Texas is thinking twice.
He's really not had great success against great teams. No state championships, not even been to a state championship.
He'll fit right in at Texas.
He'll fit right in at Texas, no doubt.
All right. Well, John Marquez, thanks for the update there. As John is a new member of the Full46sports.com crew. He had his first article out. The Marquez Mind is the name of his column. And then both Doug Gann and I had a column written on Full 46 Sports. Bobbling the football, the quarterback picking it back up, and then making some hay out of the mishandled snap. It's still a set up 3rd and long, and this Eagle defense has got to say, look, we got to just keep playing hard and stopping them. So, just to not have a score run up on you.
Yeah, just once again, they've just been on the field, the whole night. Whenever you're not able to put drives together and make first downs, makes for the defense to be on the field for a long, long time, and that's the case again tonight.
Update from the Pineville Barb game over in Pineville in the third quarter, 35-0 Barb during Pineville's halftime. Try to give them. Here's the big third down play. If the Eagles can get this one stopped and get the offense another chance. The fake handoff, the pass is caught out in the flat, picks up the first down to the 50-yard line as Carter Marcantel was there. 29, and looks like David Roberts and Janice, but just couldn't stop that pass.
Yeah, nice little flat route right there. A little surprised they threw it, being up 21, but, they thought they had something. They made a call and picked it up.
10:44 and counting in this one, and we are moving right along, David. Only 5 minutes to 9, 8:55. So pretty quick ball game here. If they just keep it on the ground, we'll be out of here, before long. Let's hope the Eagles can put some points on the board. It would be great if we had a turnover. There is Cooper Scott coming in, and then Braylon Dusang finishing him off. Braylon looks like he's got a cramp going right there. They'll stretch that out for him. Looks like it might even be stretching out now, as they will rub it down and take the toes and bend it back toward the stomach to stretch it out, and gave him some water.
It is it's a hot night.
It is a hot night. But she handed him a bottle, and he put it right to his mouth. It's kind of like my little grandson. You give him a bottle, and he put it right to his mouth laying down, and he's gotten to the point where he can hold his own bottle.
Wow.
But that's a bigger boy than Teddy. Teddy's only like 6 months old. Anyway, we got to keep him in our prayers, because he's been battling some hand and foot and mouth infection.
Wow.
But getting better. Poor guy started daycare, and he's been sick ever since.
Man.
So 9:25 and counting. That's a loss on the play. Big loss for the Trojans of Sacred Heart. They're back in their own territory. They got the first down at the 50-yard line. I guess I thought they had kind of made it into Eagle territory on the other side of the 50, but it's just shy of the 50. Now they're back at their own 44. They lead it 20-0, and you would think that they'd just be playing the clock, letting it run down. They're now under 10 seconds, and they might be doing that.
That's what they're doing. You
And
can run a lot of clock with that 40-second play clock.
taking their time, and now they're going to take a timeout.
Yes.
Sacred Heart takes a timeout. They only had about 3 or 4 seconds left on the play clock. David, we'll take a timeout too. Let's just roll our sponsor board. Actually, yeah. And we're back live as the Trojans come out for their 3rd and 16, I believe, maybe 17. Taking a look, I got the score, the schedule up. Next week we're going to be on the road, David. Our second road game of the year. We're going to be at Opelousas Catholic, the Vikings. That's offsides on the Trojans. Number 52 pulling up early. 52 is Campbell Earls.
Campbell Earls.
Our favorite name.
You think they might have printed that wrong?
Well, no, I wonder the fact that their last name is Earls and Campbell, Earl Campbell might have been their favorite football player.
I don't know if he would even know who Earl Campbell is.
He probably wouldn't. Maybe his parents, our grandparents are like, hey, man, what about Campbell Earls? 6 feet, 170-pound senior, number 52. Offsides. Now it's 3rd and 20. I think they had this almost and almost picked it up. For one time in the game. Let's
see if they come after
Petrie in the shotgun. They fake the handoff. He's rolling back. Actually, that's Drotty. The pass is deep and just out of the reach as Jaden Lewis was with him. Good defensive coverage there by Jaden Lewis. He was right there. Drotty, that's Hayden Drotty. When did they switch to him? I mean, he had the long touchdown run.
Yeah, they both play a little bit right there. They're both good athletes. They don't really have a true quarterback, but they're both pretty comparable, so they'll do them both right back there.
Well, I will say, I mean, when Petrie was in the game, we had him contained, and they had more losses of yardage than gains. But then Drotty came in, and he really, kept them going. High kick. Boy, that was pressured, and we're not there to get it, and it rolls sideways. Maybe picked up about 4 yards after it hit, and the Eagles will have it at their own 36 with 8:27 to play in the ball game for their 5th drive of the night. Menard at the 37. They had the ball. Where did they start that drive? Because they had the long pass play that got them to the 50. You know, we turned the ball over, didn't we? Mm-hmm. So they must have started around the 30-yard line, maybe. And then they were all the way back there. I bet I'm gonna just count that as 0 yards for the game. This is Henry back in the game. He's looking to throw. He's got a man open on the side. The caught by Gavin Hilton. Beautiful pass running down the sideline. And he takes it all the way to the 24-yard line. What a beautiful pass by Michael Henry over the defender. And what a snag by Hilton. Man, what a nice play. And then Hilton turned it on. And again, David, we're seeing why Hilton's got to be in the game.
You see it right there. You know, it's just that he has trouble hanging on to the ball. But, man, when he's got the ball and not turning it over, he's a threat. He's a big threat.
8:07 left. Henry back to pass. He's looking again. He's got him open. Henry's got to get the ball down. He's been high all night. He was wide open. And if he hits him in the letters and the numbers, you know, he's got a chance to turn it and run a little bit.
Yeah, he just – ran about 8 yards, turned around, was wide open, drove the cornerback off. He's got to make that play.
What do you think? Is Henry not just getting set right, you know, and the ball's high release?
Yeah, I just think he's just pressing, you know, a little bit too much, trying to just make too much happen. You know, just let the game come to you.
Looking it over to the right side, and he threw that one a little wide and cannot be hauled in by Cutter Knowles. And it's going to set up 3rd and 10. 7:52 to go in the game. Eagles trail 20-0 in this one. As we said, we'll be on the road on October the 1st. We're going to be in October next week.
Wow.
Isn't that right?
That is right.
Man. How about that LSU game with Mississippi State? What a tale of two halves.
Great game, though.
Woo,
right?
That was great.
I talked to several people, though, about your call with the Tigers. Touchdown Tigers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. As Henry knocked the ball loose in a fumble. Henry did not feel the pressure coming from behind by number 50, Tucker Chesney. Any relation to Kenny? 6'1", 175-pound senior, and he knocks the ball out of Henry's hands, and the Trojans recover it at their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, he just got blindsided right there. Got to have a little clock in your mind. You know, what, 2 or 3 seconds, you know, you got to get rid of that ball or start to get out of the pocket.
We have had a turnover in every quarter and so 2 in the second.
So we have 5 now?
5 turnovers to one turnover and interception for them in the third.
Yeah, you're not going to win a lot of games with those kind of numbers.
3 fumbles and 2 interceptions. Here's the running play is going to be kind of jammed up and stuffed like we saw in the first half for the Eagles. And they're going to pick up a couple of yards. It'll be out to about the 33-yard line. 7:27 to go in this one. 20-0. The Trojans. And, boy, the Eagles were driving. They had a really nice offensive spurt there going on. And they just killed them. They kill themselves either with a turnover or with a penalty.
That's exactly right. In football, if you win the turnover battle, you're going to win a lot of games.
They started on their own 37 in that one, and it's 23 yards, yeah. Here's the run by number 10, and he's stacked up with no gain to set up 3rd and 8. And the Eagle defense has really done a good job containing the run.
But they've been on the field all night.
So,
but they've got Sacred Heart got a couple big plays. And it wasn't plays that were just wide open. They made good plays. We were there, just didn't make the plays. But if you're not scoring points, you're not putting pressure on the other team at all. So it just makes it tough on everybody.
33 and 29 is 62, right? No, that can't be right. Yeah, maybe so. All right. In the shotgun, 3rd and 8. And he's got a low snap. He's been able to handle those and then turn something big over the middle. The pass intercepted and by the Eagles. And they got a face mask. Jaden Lewis with the pick. Great defense. He's had some great defense the last couple of drives. And they come up with the INT and tack on probably another 15 with a face mask from about the 48-yard line of the Eagles. So they'll be well into Trojan territory. What a great response by this defense. Second turnover for Sacred Heart. We got to make them pay now.
Yeah, overall defense has played really well. So we at the 6 minute. Yeah, so we're going to have to take our little water break right here.
Take our little break, and we will do that with a little commercial right here.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Is a picture that nobody wants to see. Get in here, David. There you go. Man, that'll wake you up and scare the heck out of you right there. 5:58 to go, and Jake Vaughn back in the game. The pass is high. Oh, my gosh, if Sacred Heart would have been ready. I don't know what they were looking at, but that throw could have been easily intercepted by both of those Trojans.
Yeah, it could have been a pick 6 right there.
Woo.
Maybe we'll try something down in the middle of the field.
So the Eagles, let's see, they're taking over at the 37-yard line.
I'd like to give a shout-out to my peeps again.
Yep.
I got my son is in the Navy, is in Pensacola. He'll be going back to Norfolk pretty soon, and my wife, Sabrina, and my daughter, Bree, in New Roads, Louisiana at Falls River.
Thanks for listening, Perkins family. And
your family.
Yeah, that's right. Cindy listening tonight. Be safe. Christian, right?
Christian.
Yep. Be safe in Pensacola, and
he'll be getting
back
married
up on the East Coast.
He's getting married next month. That'll be the one game that I'll be missing.
Ah, okay.
You have one. I have one.
Is Lewis filling in for you? Did we talk to him about that?
I don't know. That's the last game in October.
Okay, so I got to find somebody.
I think it's at Oakdale.
All right. Here's Vaughn back to pass. He's got to roll out. Boy, just get rid of it. Over the middle. And he had a man there, and that's a much better pass getting rid of it than the last one.
Great pressure right there. You know, as a freshman, though, he has it in his mind that he needs to get rid of it, and he threw it in a place where there was a receiver, but no one could intercept it. So, not a successful play, but, it's a growing up moment for this kid right here, Jake Vaughn.
So I got a question. You know, if you're going to roll, he's a lefty, and they're rolling him out to the right. You know, I mean, wouldn't you – I know you can't do the same thing over and over because people will key on it, but wouldn't you tend to roll him out to the left side because it's a much easier throw than having to square up?
Right, but you got to be able to do both, even if you're a right-hander or a left-hander. They're just getting great pressure.
Pass down the sidelines is caught. Out of bounds. And the Eagles have 4th down. They got to go for it here. I mean, this is 4-down territory with 5:26 to play in the game. It's 20-0 Trojans, and the Eagles, had the turnover and have a great opportunity here.
Yeah, the Eagles' offensive line, they kind of – I know they're tired, and defensive line's kind of getting through right there, putting great pressure on Jake Vaughn.
Well, and rolling out that way, they've been getting the pressure on him, from that side. Here's a pass, quick pass out. Boy, that was a dangerous pass, and he just 1 yard short. You got to get to the first down marker in order to get the first down.
I almost thought he got a little further than that, but maybe not.
Gavin turned around about an inch shy, and you can see how close it is, and that's a turnover on downs. So we'll call it 9.5 inches, but a turnover anyway. 7th drive of the night for the Trojans at their own 29-yard line. So we got some positive yardage there. 9.5. We had negative 8 yards in the third quarter.
Sacred Heart's just going to work on this clock right now.
They should. I mean, they need to go ahead and snap it now. It doesn't matter to run it down because the clock's not running at 5:19, but it will.
I don't think he realizes
after the snap. Low, ball's on the ground, and they just fall on it. And I tell you what, the center snap has not been good for Drotty, in the last couple of series.
Yeah, he's had a lot of little dribblers right there to him. He's done a good job picking a lot of them off the ground. Almost a turnover.
Hey, he picked the one off the ground that he ran 75 yards.
He did. Maybe that kind of confused the defense a little bit. Maybe they lost sight of the ball.
That's a loss of about 4, all the way back to the 25, just over the 25-yard line. Drotty in the shotgun, got his running back right next to him. You got 2 running backs kind of split, almost like a punt formation, it looks like, but just a little. There's on the ground again, and he is stacked up for a loss. And getting up slowly is that. Oh, there you go, helping people up. So he's all right. They're just tired. But that is two balls that were rolled to the quarterback to get to him. 4:19 and counting. The Eagles trail 20-0, and if they really wanted a chance in this one, they're going to need a pick 6 right here or a pickup scoop and 6. But that last opportunity they had with the turnover in field position for great field position in the Trojan side of the field, they had to put that in the end zone.
Absolutely.
To have a shot.
Yep.
Stacked over on the near side of the field, the 2 running backs. There's movement right there. That should have cost them. They're going to hand it off and try off the tackle, and what a great job on the D by number 32. That's Janice, isn't it? Jacob Janice. He kept his ground and tackled number 23, Jude Abear, for a loss. It's going to set up 4th and extremely long. I guess the Eagles took a timeout.
Yeah, they must have taken a timeout right there.
They're going to get the ball in decent field position. I think in this one you got to say we got to put somebody back to catch it and try to return it.
Yeah, you're just not going to be able to go through the season without putting somebody back there to catch punts. So they're going to go with the 3rd person now, and they're going to put Jalen Lewis back there.
So let's see. It's all the way back to the 23. That's a 6-yard loss. So this is the Menard defense right now. 0 yardage on the first drive of the 4th. INT for 0 yardage on the 6th drive, the second drive of the 4th quarter, and now on the 3rd drive of the 4th quarter, minus 6 yards for the Trojans. And that's coming off the 75-yard touchdown run. I would say that's pretty good response by a defense. They gave up 75-yard run to make it 20-0. Jaden Lewis, he's hauled it in at the 46, breaking some tackles, spinning, taking his way all the way up to the 45-yard line of the Trojans, where the Eagles will take over at the Trojan 45 for their 7th drive. Eagles went. I had them in their 2 drives ago going about 52 yards because they had that nice pass play, which Henry connected with Gavin Hilton on a beautiful pass. And then we had 9.5 yards, and now Henry going back in. And let's see if we can at least get a score. 3:27.
And you know, Tom, we've had good field position the whole night, too.
Yeah, we have.
And we've been inside between the 40s, and that's about it.
So you've gotten interested in the game and just forget the camera.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I get it. You get to watching the game, and then it's like, uh-oh, there we go. Here's the pass. Wide open and almost intercepted, but almost caught by number 5, Jordan Rich too. But, it was down there at about the 5-yard line. Both of them had a shot at it.
That was a pretty good pass. He got his hands on it.
Almost looked like Jordan had he slowed up on that a little bit and then had to had to hustle back to get his hands on it. Henry's got an arm.
He does.
I mean, he can lay it out there. 2 receivers to the near side, Cutter Knowles and Jaden Lewis. On the far side of the field, it's Gavin Hilton and Jordan Rich. And then Seastrunk is back with him. Henry's in the shotgun. He's looking over to the right side. He's got Gavin Hilton, and he's taken out of bounds for a gain. Henry hit hard by number 52, shaking his left hand, not his throwing hand, so that's good.
Nice little pass right there. Got great pressure, but was able to complete the pass.
3:13, he was taken out of bounds, so that stopped the play clock. The game clock. The play clock's still running at 27. And you got number 5, that is Rich and Hilton. You know, they kind of keep the same receivers on each side, but, that was almost intercepted. The defense read that one as Rich did a short little he wasn't even at the first down marker. We've got to work on that, David. Those receivers.
You got to get beyond it, because a lot of times you come back to the ball and it's going to put you within not getting that first down. So you got to go beyond it to make the first down.
Yeah,
so now it's 4th and 4.
He would have been hit and dropped shy at about the 9.5-yard mark, and that's where we caught the ball on the last drive, just an half-inch shy. Here's trip receivers to the near side, 1 to the far, and he's going to throw over. He's got number 16, Jaden Lewis, but Jaden Lewis had to come back. Now the ball's on the ground, and he fumbled the football. But he wasn't going to get the first down anyway, because when he caught the ball, he came back to it. He had run past the line of scrimmage, but then the ball couldn't get there.
So that's 6 turnovers.
Yep.
But it would have been turned over anyway.
Turnover on downs. I don't even count those, but I should, because that'd be even worse for the for.
But you're right. Here's another play where we didn't get beyond the first, and that's 4th down.
Yeah.
Where you complete a pass and you don't even make the first down.
That's right. 38-yard line. Sacred Heart. Let's see. That's 5 and 14, 19 total yards on that drive for the Eagles. And the defense got to come out again and put a stop on them.
Yes.
In the shotgun, the ball. Boy, Roddy handled that one. He's got the outside, number 23. One man to beat was Carson Harrison, and he really didn't lay out that much. Carson, I know they're hard to tackle when they're coming at him, but he got by Carson on that one.
Yeah, Carson's been kind of playing a little sparingly here tonight, but now he's out there. Nice little play, but I think they got a penalty on this.
Maybe that's how he got to the outside.
I think he was holding him.
Holding on Carson, maybe, the receiver out there, instead of blocking? Well, that would make sense, because Carson is a hard hitter. He's not afraid of contact. And that one, it just looked like he just kind of half-heartedly tried to tackle him, but it had to be because he was being held. Yeah. So 2:35 and counting, and that's a 10-yard penalty. So it's 1st and 20 for the Trojans, and they don't have to do a whole lot. The snap is low. He picks it up, and he's going to be tackled by John Tavius Hargrove, who's had a great night tonight. That defensive line has done a great job, but he'd be in the running if we had a player of the game on defense.
Yeah, him and Drake Aldridge. Him and Cooper
Dusang.
Scott Dusang. They've all played. Because they've been on the field. And they've played well.
Almost have to give it to the whole defense.
You're right.
At least the defensive front 7. In terms of what they've done tonight, I think they had one mistake, and that was losing containment on Droddy on that 75-yard run.
Right.
So Droddy is there. He's got kind of a pistol formation this time, and he drops the ball, fumble, and I think the Eagles might have it. They're not acting like it, though. Maybe that running back was able to scoop it up. But that ball was on the ground. He tried to do an RPO and couldn't get it. I don't see anybody on the ground. Oh, 23.
Yeah, he was shaken up on the last play, so
I think he was the one that actually got the football, and everybody dove in on him. But that's going to be a 3rd and long as that ball dropped on the ground. And, again, that was a low snap that he tried to scoop up and tried to do the fake handoff, and it just got caught on the side of the side of the running back, and the ball hit the ground. And the running back was able to grab it. Man, we had 3 Eagles all over that football or around it. They weren't on it. So the defensive backs better be on the lookout if they can get the ball. It's a low snap again. He's going to try to throw it. He's going to roll out. You got to go get him, and that's David Roberts. Nice job just kind of running, and he ran out of bounds and stopped the clock at 58 seconds. It's going to be 4th and long with 58 seconds left in the game, and the crowd is starting to leave.
Yeah, this has been a long 4th quarter.
Man, it's hard to take with not putting any points on the board.
Yes.
Jaden Lewis dropping back. Let's see, the ball's at the 32. And they started at the 43. So a loss of 11. Here's the punt. Jaden Lewis haul it in. No, he touched it. Now it's rolling around, scooping it up now, trying to get going backwards and going to lose 5 yards or so. With
Who y'all got next week?
46
Who y'all
seconds.
got next week?
46 seconds on the clock. And
later.
Hey, see you, Daniel. Congratulations. The Scully family will kind of be roasted by Daniel a little bit, but
absolutely.
I think he's going to take it easy on him, though.
He will.
Poor sister, though. He's got some kind of picture that he's going to release on her because they've been going back and forth. You know, the talk going back and forth has really been between the two of them a lot.
Yes, I think he's going to take it easy on her.
I don't know. He's told us on a coach show he's got a picture that she's not going to like. -11, the Eagles at their own 30-31. And they're going to look to pass with Jake Vaughn. He got hit when he threw it, and the receiver's not even looking. Cutter Knowles, Jaden Lewis takes him down. That's another INT.
7 turnovers.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 turnovers for the Eagles.
Is it 8?
Yep. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interceptions, a fumbled punt, and a fumble.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, you're right. I had it right the first time. I had fumbled punt, and at the T in the end looked like another INT, so I counted that as a turnover. All right, 35 seconds left. Why are they not just under center and going to take a knee?
Oh, victory formation, because that's their style.
I mean, is he going to drop to a knee?
Yeah, he's going to drop to a knee.
Watch the ball. There it is. All right.
And that'll do it.
So they lose 7 yards.
It don't matter. They win.
It's true. That's all it's going to do. So the Catholic League has not been kind to the Menard Eagles so far this year.
We have one more chance next week.
We've played 3 Catholic teams and lost to all 3 of them. Tonight, the Eagles will go down 20-0. And I guess for Amy, I got to change the quarter and go to the 4th. I forgot to do that. Sorry, Amy. But the score stayed the same, so that was good. 20-0, the Trojans defeat the Eagles at the Eagles' Nest. And we're going to be back to wrap this one up right after this commercial break. David, we'll go to our school board for the Eagles, Menard sponsor school board. come back to our press box shot. And here we are back in the press box. Tom Boucher alongside David Perkins. And not a pretty game for the Eagles tonight as they kind of are getting together in the end zone. A much different picture here than after the Pineville game, you know, where they're all alone out there with the coaching staff. And after the Pineville game with the big win, all the fans and everybody were out there with them. I'm sure they'd much rather have that reaction than when the one they got tonight. Sacred Heart has all their fans out there with them. They beat the Eagles tonight 20-0. David, I mean, just unofficial offensive stats, and it really doesn't matter much because the school board's the one stat that matters at 20-0. But I've got Sacred Heart having 123 total yards of offense.
Yeah, they didn't have much offense at all.
Big 75-yard run is what put them there.
That was most of their yardage.
Yep,
over half.
They had 47 yards at the end of the half, 105 at the end of the third quarter, and minus 24, you know, total, you know, in the second half. So the defense stepped up after that 75-yard and actually created an interception after that. Two turnovers. I'll just say the Eagles had 128.5 yards of offense, so they actually won on the offensive stat side.
There wasn't much offense in this game from either side. You know, Sacred Heart just got a couple of good possessions, you know, deep in the Eagles' territory. Got the touchdown pass. It was, like a 50-yard touchdown pass, and then the long run, then the turnover over, you know, and then they got the wide-open guy on the end. So they just had 3 plays. 3 plays. They had 3 plays. They scored on those 3 plays, and that was it. That was all the offense in the game.
And we'll tell you the real story in this one. In the first half, 0 turnovers for Sacred Heart Trojans. For Menard, first quarter, interception. Second quarter, fumbled punt, interception. And third quarter, interception. Fourth quarter, fumble, interception, interception. 7 turnovers on the game, and that doesn't count the turnovers on downs that we had, which were probably about 3 or 4 or 5, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then turnover on downs, Sacred Heart had a bunch too because the Eagle defense was stiff. But INT in the third quarter and an INT in the fourth quarter for the Eagles, but they couldn't do anything with it in terms of the turnovers.
And the Eagles had great field position the whole night. I don't even really remember a time where they had it deep in their own territory. You know, most of the time we were at the 40, the 50, even on the Sacred Heart side of the field, but we just couldn't make first downs. And you turn the ball over 7 times.
Yeah.
You're not beating anybody.
That's a story.
And the defense played good enough to win this game.
That's right.
You give up 150 total yards in today's game that you stopped them.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, 3 plays they scored on, and that's all they had, but that's all it took.
That's the story of the game. Let's see if we got some updates we can tell you about. 42-4. Look at that, David. Two safeties, maybe? Alex Ash over Barb. 48-0. Or 13. Tioga over Marksville. Grant 21. West Washita 34 in the fourth. Ash 27. East Ascension 14. Who's that playing that Barb score? Here's a Thursday night score. Vidalia 32. Buckeye 12. That's a final, as you know. And Bolton 21, Arcadia 28. Bolton in there with them. Northwood Lena 0. Beckman Charter 44 in the fourth. Peabody, that's the best thing.
Tomorrow.
Oh, they're playing tomorrow. Okay, so they're playing Green Oaks tomorrow. Pineville, that's what it was. 42-0.
That's homecoming.
That's not 42-4. That's
no,
in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, all those are fourth quarter scores.
There you go. So that's the updates on
Toga's
the school board.
Marksville.
Final thoughts, David, as we
just
put this one to rest.
Another disappointing night for the Eagles on the home field right here. It's not. I mean, just the cliche thing. You just got to get back to work, and you got to cut down on these turnovers. And the offense is going to have to figure out a way to get in the end zone because you're not going to beat anybody.
Yeah.
When you put up a goose egg on the scoreboard, last week we just scored 7. So, the coaches got their words cut out for them, and they're just going to have to figure out a way. They're going to have to figure out what they can do to just move the ball and make first downs, I mean, the defense is good enough, in my mind, the defense is good enough to win games, but we just got to get something offensively.
It definitely is. And I will say this, David. The Sacred Heart Trojans looked at our film, and they said, we're going to stop Seastrunk.
Absolutely.
And when you stop them, you turn us into a passing team, and we've got to find some short passes that opens the field up before we can go deep, and we haven't done that yet.
Right.
And so if Seastrunk's not gaining big chunks of yards like he's done for the last 3 games, they shut him down.
Well, you
tonight.
can count on every team is going to try to do that.
Yep.
They're going to make you.
They're going to look at this film.
Someone else has got to step up to help Ruben out because they're going to stop him. They're going to fill the box up with 7, 8, 9 guys and make you throw to beat them or make you, with another person, try to beat them.
And you know what hurts is that Gavin Hilton, there may be not enough trust to put him back there to run the ball because he can't hang on to it.
Right. And
so that leaves Seastrunk as your only option now.
And Gavin's a good player, and it's evident out there on some of the plays he makes,
Yep.
But you're right. It's a trust factor. The coach has got to be able to trust him not to put the ball on the ground, and not just him, everybody else. So
and we saw it tonight. Saw it tonight with the punt returns. They finally just said, "Oh, we're not putting anybody back there," and just let the ball roll. Fortunately, we didn't have somebody who could spin it to make it roll 20, 30 yards
that's
extra.
That's a last resort, but, you're going to have to find
that's
somebody to catch
That's going to be really
the ball.
ugly if we get somebody that can punt like that.
Sure.
All right, so your final tonight. Thank you, first of all, to everybody on 446sports.com that tuned in tonight to watch us here at the Eagles Nest. 20-0 the final. Stay tuned and join us. Tell your friends and family all about it. Folks, if you're in Ville Platte and you were watching, tell them too, because you can go to 446sports.com and watch the game, and it's there. It's on archive. So you just go in, hit the high school, drop-down box happens. You hit Menard, and you'll find this game, and you can go back and watch it and tell the friends if they didn't see it or grandparents or whoever that they can watch it as well. Same with Eagle Nation. It's there. Coach's Show next Wednesday. We'll recap this one and look ahead to Opelousas Catholic next week. October the 1st is Saturday, so it'll be September 30th. That it'll be Friday night for us. We'll be on the road. We may be in the back of David's truck. We're not sure.
That's a Thursday night game.
Oh, it's Thursday.
Opelousas Catholic is Thursday night game.
Sweet. We have a long weekend.
So that's the 29th.
29th. So September 29th on Thursday. So we have Coach's Show Wednesday on the 28th, football game on the 29th, and we'll be live down in Opelousas at the Vikings Stadium. I think it's the main stadium in Opelousas off of Cresswell. But join us. Tell everybody about it, and we thank everybody for watching. For David Perkins, I'm Tom Boucher. 20-0 your final tonight. Thanks for watching us and Eagle Nation here at the Eagles Nest on 446sports.com. Have a blessed weekend. Go Tigers and take it to New Mexico. Let's see. Let's play the music.